Now we'll begin that 1v1 again into the Herald here. Bell could end up deciding this. Bell is actually in 5 seconds. Kill is in position for that already. Oh, no. Call me crazy. I actually think there's a pretty good chance that we see red team lose. If Demolish holds, this is massive. He needs to hold. He does hold, and Floor's nearly dead. If Blue get this Bell, they will win, I think. And they just picked up 2 kills. Floor's about to fall. He's got no glint heal. That's the end. Kill is here. Wow, I think this is actually going to be Blue favored now, even. Oh, yeah, I better get in the monthly AT. Let's see what we got. What teams are even playing? Triple loss into disband. FML. I mean, that is pretty funny, actually. I like that. Ooh, Xeon's playing. Yo, Falco there with the Prime. How'd you go about learning, then? I can actually tell you. Do you know what I did in WoW? Because I've recently learned WoW. And we'll get into this. I'll just give you a very quick tip here. Or like a very quick insight. The first thing I did was I keybound all of my skills. And I pressed them as often as I can. Right? Just so I could do that reliably. I was like, I need to be able to use my defensive abilities reliably. I need to be able to cast Blessing of Protection on one of my party members reliably, fast, without looking at the keyboard, without looking at the skill bar, without looking at the keybind. I need to be able to do that while also playing the game. I need to be able to do that while controlling my right hand and my left hand simultaneously, right? I must be able to move while also attacking in World of Warcraft. I must be able to do that, right? I need to be able to use a consumable and my trinkets while also pivoting the camera, right? Do you understand what I'm kind of getting at here? Right? Like, my immediate goal was I must be able to control the game. This is the absolute priority that I have. I'm not there yet, I admit it. You know, I'm still practicing that now, even, you know, like a good amount of hours in. But yeah, that's what I mean when I say that. Yeah. But yeah, that's it. Anyway, enough about all of that. We've got ourselves the monthly AT here. We're in this game. We've got Xeon. We've got the last kit bender. Donkey Kong on support guard. Okay, we have... this is Gornet, isn't it? Yeah, this is Gornet on an ult, I believe. And Capablanca on the Catalyst. So it's basically ultra scuffed. Kind of ultra scuffed. But also Xeon's in there as well. I do believe this might be a bit of a rough game for poor old blue team. This is a very powerful team, actually, here on our red squad. Looking pretty big, and Holosmith as well, kind of bringing in, you know, I'm a bit out of the loop on BBB, actually. I don't actually know what's good right now. So maybe Holo is good. I'm not sure about that, to be honest, but we'll certainly find out. However, maybe not in this game, as Red Team is almost certainly going to kind of demolish, but certainly a good little bit of insight into one of, I think, a pretty strong team here, actually. We're very excited to see how this one plays out. Man, last month the AT with Condi Reaper, I think next patch is getting absolutely nuked. So... unlucky Condi Reaper fans, I guess. To be fair, it is a very obnoxious build, so I kind of don't exactly blame ArenaNet for nerfing it, but there you go.
Did you see that?
How about Gizmo Robbery? What have we got here? PMA until you feed. I really like this character name. I don't know. This is the player known as Josh. Okay, the player known as Josh. With the character name, you are delusional. You know, I like that. It's kind of like preemptively flaming people who get mad, I guess, in ranked. Like, yeah, you're delusional. You're just not good. You're bad. You're terrible. All that kind of good stuff. We have Innocent Bunny Girl here on the blue team as well. We have a wide variety of classes there. Master of D Universe is good. Yeah, that's Avatar, right? That's Guffle. You know, he goes for that stuff. He loves that stuff. But yeah, let's go and see. Do we have a French? We must have a French team, right? I think we are dealing with a French situation, surely. Okay, what have we got over here? I see Mamaya's there, so that should be French content.
Did you see that?
So what have we got here? Ooh, we are... Ooh! This actually is very exciting. So we actually have Enigma, here on the support Guardian. We have Juvenile Menace, the Wolf Spider on the Untamed. We have Not a Melon here on Top Cherry Menace, the Catalyst. Maya here on Spectre. King Vanished, aka Demolish, on Berserker. Interesting enough, actually. And some pretty strong players here on the red team as well. We actually have Mamayas here on the support guard. We have Caspi on Catalyst. We have Terra on Condi Herald. Keko on the... Is it a Condi Chronomancer? It looks like it is. The yeah, this kind of like putrid build. And Corrupted Cabbage here on the Reaper, Sakaya. Interesting choice to go for the Reaper, to be honest. It might be a little bit too slow for this match, particularly this map here. I'm not sure how much value that's going to deliver here on Temple, but of course can be a powerful presence in the team fight. Going with Suffer as well. This is a pretty interesting ability these days. You get a lot of condition transfer here. If you're in a big team fight, you can really transfer a lot of condis, and of course applying chill is always good on Reaper at a very discounted cooldown as well these days. However, blue team kind of dominating this game pretty aggressively, I'd say. They actually managed to neutralize everything while also having a double cap. Thief running around doing some work here, and that is obviously a really big advantage here for the blue team. The blue team having access to this Thief is really going to be extremely problematic for red, I would say. Really, really tough stuff, if you ask me. Not sure about this one. Okay, wait, what do you guys... Wait, you guys are not looking at Booba? Well, look, that's... you're all coping. You know... Thing is, that emote, if you ask me, is a self-report. Okay, because how could you not be looking at Booba? How would you even know that there is Booba to not look at if you aren't already looking at it? Okay, so that's what I think we know what's going on here, right? Like we know what's going on. But anyway, blue team completely dominating, and actually this actually is the strongest team I've seen so far. Of course, we've only looked at two of them, to be fair, but. Is this actually just the best team? What have we got here? We actually have Sari playing. Yeah, where are the Frenchies, guys? I actually don't see the French. It could be a French-free situation. We actually have a big team. We have Sari, we have Nemesis, El Goddess, Millennium Falco, Belzadar. Oh, going for a relog, actually, just as we hop into this game. And Cole on the Untamed, as you can see here. Oh, floor team. Ah, is it floor with the French? Okay, yeah, that may well be the case. Let's see what we've got here. Yeah, but this team, again, this is kind of like a pug on red team by the looks of this, versus also, I think this is actually the pug, another pug here on our blue team here, but I would say some pretty veteran, experienced players. I think blue definitely favored. Although, you know, it's actually weird, you know, like, I have not seen Sari be playing for ages, actually, in Guild Wars 2, but now she is very much back in the mix, ready to blast. Taking out this Reaper here. There we are. Boom. Gonna be a Shadow Step Stomp, I think. Yep, there it is. Does land it as well. It's a big kill there by the Daredevil. Maybe looking for the Tempest next. A little bit pressured here on the Thief. Picks up the Basilisk Venom. Maybe lurking for some other prey. A few deaths are coming through. The Spellbreaker of Falco has been taken out. Weaver kind of lurking around in here in middle. Definitely some slightly unusual builds here. You know, weirdly enough, like the stuff like Weaver and Spellbreaker, these builds aren't exactly bad. It's just that Duelists right now are not really super hot, right? It's not really something that is being played that much. It's all about Catalysts, like running around the map very, very quickly and just destroying everything. That's basically the Guild Wars 2 PvP meta currently. El Goddess nearly falls over, but actually does manage to just barely survive. Actually a pretty intense match, isn't it? I will go briefly check on the French team, but we might come back to this game, because it's actually very, very close. Let's see what the French are playing, though. Ah, Sebastian with the Prime. Thanks a lot, man. Ooh, wow, yeah. And here we go. Yeah, this is definitely a very beast mode team. We have Azadome here on the Deadeye. Ooh, Instructor Azadome. You know, this is really funny, guys. So, Azadome made a team for one of my tournaments called Azadome's School of Shooting. As you can imagine, that it was not intentional, by the way. That was a very unfortunate grammatical name there, but that was the name of the team. You can imagine why that was maybe a little inappropriate. The School of Shooting. Not really the best name there, a little unlucky. But it was then renamed to the Azadome Academy, right? And it was so funny, because, oh, this guy nearly done falling damage. It was honestly so funny, because the Azadome Academy nearly managed to actually beat some of the very, very strong teams by utilizing the Deadeye, right? Like Azadome, very well known for his Deadeye play, actually. and they really nearly completely devastated some particular teams who you might not expect, including like the top teams, including rank 55 and so on, with some very impressive thief gameplay. You've got to, you got to be ready for the sniper, guys. The sniper, if you're not ready for it, it will eliminate you, right? It does a lot of DPS. You have to be prepared. You have to be able to respond. But yeah, this team very strong, and I think this will be a real challenge for the Demolish team. I think it'll be very exciting to see those two actually face off each other in some of the upcoming rounds. I think let's go have a look at this Belsdar game, though. That was pretty exciting, to be honest. Quite a close matchup, and I think close games are what we're looking for currently. Looks like it's a 5-round AT. It is indeed. What game was I looking at, actually? Let's see. Where was it? Oh, it was this one, wasn't it? Yeah. Half potential Deadeye. Yeah, we actually still have a very close matchup here in the first round. I need to change my character model limit because I was playing World vs. World, but now I have fixed it. Look at this player. They're not even rendering, but soon they will. Wait, will they? I think my spectate is kind of broken there, but there we go. We snap back to reality. And here we are again. And Blue have actually narrowly edged. Ooh, Weaver finds a kill onto the Blades one. That's a really good pickup there. We have Tranquility. Is that even being contested? We actually have the Ranger here from Cold. It is being contested, so I see him shooting at something. It is actually going to be the Scrapper over here, so this will be a bit of a 1v1 scenario down here. It can be very difficult to actually finish off your opponent when you're on the bottom buff. A lot of terrain to actually kind of kite around here, and a lot of mobility from the Scrapper. Could take a while, but Cole is going to go for it and go for that kill. Red team are going to commit a few more players. Here comes the Reaper. This is pretty scary for the Untamed, to be honest. Reaper is not something you want to be 1v2 against. The amount of damage pressure it has is quite disgusting. Now it's going to be a third player. Honestly, a bit of an over-rotation here from the red team. They really want this bottom buff. I think they might get it, but actually, no, they are not, because here we actually have the Blade Swan coming through. A bit of a relog from Falco. Of course, Blade Swan actually pretty good right now. And here it is. Can he actually hold on? I mean, he has Endure Pain up, but not really a lot of cooldowns. Now we have Daredevil also lurking around. Could, of course, pretty easily interrupt and stall out this bottom buff for a good amount of time. Red team, though, this is always, I find, a bit of a horrific situation, to be honest, here on Temple. Is when you're trying to get the bottom buff and the enemy team just keeps stalling you again and again and again. We can see that happening now with Cole, who's actually returned, and will begin stalling again. And you can see that Well, Belsdar just got absolutely obliterated, but as you can see, the blue team are just able to consistently stall this out, and red aren't quite able to finish them all off. Although I have to say, that was maybe a little bit more of a feeding frenzy than blue team was anticipating. I think that will actually yield the buff to the red team, unless the Thief can make it here. Here comes Sari. Will she be able to make it? Or might just barely make it. Yeah, lands the steal and is able to get into the mix there. But oh no, dies instantly into the meat grinder. That Scrapper really does some serious DPS. We've got the grenades, of course, and all of the spinny gyros that really pack a serious punch. And the Thief not able to survive. Not really what we want. And now the red team has actually been able to get the bottom buff, and that's captured all of the nodes, and oh, they're actually contesting two of them as well. This is very painful. Oh, and the Catalyst here, 1v1 into the Blades one. Which one's going to win? I believe it is currently going to be in favor of the red Catalyst. Yes, it is. And that's going to be the Blade Swan from blue, eliminated. And this node will be held by red. Oh, that was really bad. Blue are really in trouble now. They've got 3 dead, too. And that is really a bad position considering the points right now. Getting up to 400 points in favor of red. And of course, you know, I always think that when you're above 400 points, you kind of got it in the bag, right? It's quite hard to throw if you're up when the points get to about 400. It can happen, of course, but might be quite unlikely for the red team, as they also have Stillness, doubling their point gain to 4 every single tick. This is a pretty merciless situation, unfortunately, for the blue team. Let's see if they can make a recovery, though. We do have the Weaver getting in here, holding on to this point, but there's no presence on the temple or the gate for blue team. They're just completely bleeding out. Falco does make it, but actually gets intercepted by the other Blade Swan. And now we'll have to kind of initiate a pretty slow 1v1 to actually dislodge his opponent from this node. I'm not sure if there's time for that. And look at the points. Like, you can see how powerful Stillness is. Look how big that Stillness was. An absolutely insane amount of points for red team were generated by that. And I think red are just going to just guaranteed win this. Yeah, there's no real way, I think, for them to lose. And there it is, 502 points. Wow. It all came down to that bottom buff, huh? Incredible stuff. What a game. Oh, that's actually... Wow, that was the slowest game. Woo! We're going fast today, apparently. Okay. I do like that the Dancing Choya gang is taking over. They have 3 teams, guys. This is crazy. Look. They have 3 teams. They are actually carrying PvP. I love it. I love to see it. Oh, I had a blue screen mid-match. I mean, that's not ideal. Choya. Choya gameplay. Let's do this. All right, here we go. What will this game be? What will this game bring to the table? Who knows? A virtuoso? Man, this build is so disgusting. Look at this putrid build. Okay, this disgusting build. It spams distortion and blocks. That's all it does. That's not all it does, because it also does damage as well, but Xeon match? Oh, yeah, we can. Yeah, well, we've got to be on the lookout for some exciting matchups. Let's see, where's Xeon at? Where is he? Ah, there we go. 2 get into that. Ah, interesting. Okay, that's a good call. So what do we got here? Oh, yes, we do. Yeah. We actually have Lowen. Okay, we have Plays a Delete. No. I'm not gonna lie. I do kind of like that name from Chocolate. Just no. Nothing else. Ah, we have Zenvo. And of course we have Avancine as well. Okay. Alright, yeah, we have got ourselves a bit of a matchup here. Scrapper, Core Guard, Reaper. And then the Chronomancer and a Catalyst. Going up against Xeon on the Untamed. Yap on Holosmith. Donkey Kong on Support Guardian with the Reaper from Gornet. And of course, finally, we have Cabablanca also on the Catalyst. So both teams running with a Reaper here. So I'm kind of expecting some pretty big fights, pretty explosive fights between these 2 teams. A lot of damage on both sides, actually. Like the main difference, of course, being that we have the Chronomancer on one side, and then we have the Untamed and Holosmith versus Scrapper, right? So you both have got an Engineer, but slightly different flavors of Engineer here. I think the Scrapper might be the slightly overall superior choice. It really is quite an annoying build to deal with. Like the chase potential on it, the damage potential is pretty insane. Yeah, the Holosmith has already been taken out. Does get revived instantaneously, and the Reaper now from Red Team very, very low. See if the Holo can actually hang on here. Does have a heal school coming up in a few seconds. Might be able to wriggle away, uses that mobility, and gets out. Now can they turn it, though? I'm not sure if they can. Their health bars are not looking good whatsoever for the blue team here. Not quite enough pressure. Ooh, is the Reaper going to go down? No, I don't think so. Yeah, they are, but that's going to turn into an immediate rally on that downside. Maybe we see another kill again, though, actually. 2,000 health, heal skill available, but no. The blue team actually are going to crumble in this initial team fight. And red team just narrowly get away with it. That's pretty common, to be honest. Very common situation is that one team will kind of just get a slight advantage. They'll be able to hold on. Because when you have a death on your team, when you lose a player, you have this kind of short window to equalize it and match it and almost like reset the position in the fight. But of course, the longer it goes on, people's cooldowns start to come back, people get healed up a little bit more, and then the fight becomes unwinnable. It's actually a very interesting part of Guild Wars 2 PvP, is that just because you've lost a player doesn't mean you're going to lose the fight. It just means you're going to lose the fight eventually, right? Doesn't mean you're going to lose it right now. There's always a potential to kind of come back into it, because of course, what typically happens is that one team will expend a lot of cooldowns to generate a kill, but that means they're running out of cooldowns, right? And that means you could potentially get a counter kill on them very quickly. And red team honestly overextending here a little bit. They really commit to that support guardian, but that's not going to work, right? They already lost one of their players. The Scrapper died very quickly and then had to go back to respawn, and now they really push for that kill on that guardian. They are getting really punished. actually. And they now end up losing their support guard, and maybe even a little bit more now, actually, as Avancine is in a bit of trouble. Zenvo is actually currently 1v1 into Xeon. Xeon appears to be having the upper hand here, actually, because the Chronomancer are getting very, very low. There is a block available and Gravity Well, but resource is not looking great, actually, for Xeon, but he lands the Gravity Well. Is that going to be enough? No, the Stun Break from Xeon is available, and actually notices the Reaper coming for the plus, and should be able to kite this out. I think the Ranger is probably okay in this situation. Still has the stealth, tries to land it. Ooh, does get hit by the stun, though. That's a bit scary. Does get the heal skill off. Even goes for a counter kill, in fact. That's a little ambitious, perhaps, but I guess Xeon just realized that there was no real way out there. Couldn't get to a kiting location in time, and not able to get that kill. However, the fight, once again, going towards blue here, actually. And, of course, there's no Reaper in this fight. The Reaper was kind of preoccupied there by going for that +1, trying to get rid of that Untamed, but, you know, what a terrible cost. The terrible cost is that the entire red team fight essentially imploded. That Necromancer, if left unchecked and unchallenged, is completely devastating. Very hard to survive. Again, Condi Reaper is just one of those builds that it kind of adds a certain inevitability to your composition, right? Like, if the Reaper survives, you will eventually win the fight. Like, you know, eventually the enemy team will not be able to survive anymore because it will just keep putting out pressure again and again and again until your opponents are defeated. Oh, I'm a little sleepy today. It's not the PvP, guys, I promise. It's the fact that I haven't had enough sleep. And you know what, guys? That's a bad example, right? Don't be like me. If you want to be a PvP gamer like the teams that you're seeing now, and set a bedtime and get in bed, tuck yourself in, right? And actually get some proper sleep. Otherwise, how are you going to game? You're going to be noob. You're going to be permanently stuck in bronze, okay? If you don't get some good sleep. Like Vivaloof. I do blame Sneb for the lack of sleep. That is true, actually. Yeah. Yeah. Seriously, I'm just going to tell the story. Sneb was going berserk last night. He was talking about, anacondas. I don't know where this came from, but he just started talking about being eaten alive by an anaconda. And he was kind of asking me these weird questions like, would you save me if I was at your door being eaten by a giant anaconda? It was absolutely bizarre. And, yeah, there was a long conversation involving that essentially delayed my sleep significantly. But, yeah. Anyway, blue team doing a very good job in these fights. They did just lose their support. Got him, but again, there's the counter kill. And I think they should be able to finish that. Yeah, the Reaper has Shroud. They might actually be able to get more off that. Huge cleave from the Reaper, just destroying absolutely everything. Corrupt Boon is coming off cooldown soon. That could be devastating if it actually lands on one of these heavy boon classes, and it does. Huge pressure coming out there. Of course, there is no support for the Reaper right now, which is a little bit scary. It has to Shroud defensively there, which is not exactly what they want. But the guard is back, actually. And I think Donkey Kong should be able to make it here. Support the Reaper in time. He was looking for a teleport there with Sword 2. Wasn't quite able to get it. Now just go down site. I think this is the Signet available here. It actually is. It should land. Yep, there we go.
The artifacts have reached maximum power.
I think the Guardian should be able to save the Reaper. And yeah, blue team maintaining control of the map. Red team were able to disperse that fight, but of course they had to very heavily commit to that node. Ooh, and they're going to go for a push. This is a little bit scary. I think they're sensing they're a bit behind, so they want to make something happen. They really want to try and press this momentum that they have right now. They've got to be careful, though. They need to be very careful not to overextend, because if they overextend again, that will essentially be the end of this match. So they need to win this fight. They put themselves in quite an all-in situation. They must win, and well, unfortunately, they haven't won. As you can see, in fact, the opposite is happening as that Scrapper has been completely eviscerated. They're going for the revival, and now they're trying to maybe get a counter kill on the Reaper, but no, that's not going to happen. In fact, the healing from Donkey Kong is good. The catalyst damage not quite enough to actually get rid of that Reaper. And red team's push here kind of failed. Didn't really work out that well. Now, blue hasn't been able to fully clean up this fight, but I think it will only be a matter of time. Again, this is on the blue team's close node, so red team can't reinforce this position very effectively either. Oh, that's a big Reaper stun. This is very, very scary. Are we going to see a kill? Yes, we are. Oh, we see two. That was a beautiful stun there from Gornit, utilizing that to just completely shut down those two players, recognizing that their cooldowns were low. They had nothing to deal with that, and that lined up the damage output from the Holosmith. And there it is.
Blue team takes a capture point.
I presume this is Floody, actually, right? Is it Floody? I've no idea. This is I think an alt account, I believe, but I can only assume that it is Floody, given the team that is being played on here. Who knows? Who knows?
Just like
But yeah,
that,
blue team looking very good
takes a catch.
currently in this situation. Con kind of looking for where he's going next. What's going to be the play here? And blue playing a little bit safe. I do actually appreciate this. We kind of saw red team attempt this and get very, very punished. You know, with this push. Blue playing a bit safer. Just kind of compounding their advantage. Saying, you know what? We're very happy to actually just take this fight on 2 nodes. We're confident we'll win. We've been winning the fights pretty well so far. You have to come to us. Otherwise, you're going to auto-lose the game. And I think this is a good way to do it. Like, particularly when you are confident that you can win the fights. If you've been winning fights the entire time, you don't need to greed, right? You don't really need to say, you know what, we need all 3 nodes. Well, you don't really need all 3 nodes to win the game. That's not how Conquest works. You need 500 points, not necessarily the entire map covered in blue. And that Reaper is, of course, going to be public enemy number 1. Red team trying to get rid of it. However, the disengage appears to be pretty okay. Yeah, just barely getting out. That, of course, does drive the blue team away from this position. During all of that chaos, we did see the scrapper from red go down, say, but, of course, with a lot of blue team retreating, they were not able to actually cement that kill. And red kind of still in hot pursuit here. Blue team did successfully fully disengage. They have had to give up their map presence for that a little bit, and they actually have no nodes currently, and the Reaper wasn't able to get out of combat and fully heal up. Did get out of combat a little bit, but not quite enough, so the Reaper's still highly pressured. However, isn't a good defensive position here. I think that blue team are able to support the Reaper enough to actually survive. Ooh, and now there's another kill onto the Scrapper. Could this be cleaved out? Ooh, we actually have the Holo down. This is going to be a bit of a bloodbath. Is there enough cleave from either team? There's the Signet from the blue team, and yes, there is going to be enough cleave there. The Guardian and the Scrapper, and then also the Catalyst go down. Oh, Xeon just actually flat out wins the 1v1 into the Catalyst. It's a huge win, actually. Doesn't even need to kind of like do a rotation or anything. Just like gets a clean 1v1 there from Xeon. And I think that's going to be game at this point. I think the Reaper will fall too, yeah. The Support Guardian is dead. That basically means there's nothing really left for this Reaper. It does have a Spectral Grasp, a Spectral Walk rather, but it's going to teleport them back into the Doom Zone, so not really what they want. They do take it back, actually, and land a really nice stun that will probably prevent, actually, this kill, at least for the time being. Guardian going for the self-res. There's Zembo incredibly low. There goes the Reaper, and I think we're going to see the Chronomancer fall very shortly. That's it, and yeah, that surely is going to be the end of this game. I don't really see much of a way for the red team to get back into this, but a close match, actually, a very intense team fight-oriented match between these two rosters. A lot of damage on both sides. Like, you really have to be careful. You've got to be so careful of this Scrapper, especially Scrapper and Catalyst. This combination is just devastating. And you put that in a team fight with a Reaper, and wow. I mean, things are going to die very, very quickly, as you can see. I am a big fan of the Corrupt Boon choice for Necro. There's actually a lot of variety in what you can pick. You're pretty much always going to see Well of Darkness and Spectral Walk on this Condi Reaper build, but there's also like a wide variety of third utility skills you can pick on Reaper. You can go for the Boon Removal Shot, you can go for Suffer, you can go for Corrupt Boon, right? You could probably run Fleshworm as well if you were really worried about getting some disengage, or it's a particularly favorable map for that style of kiting. There's a lot you can do here, but I think Corrupt Boon, it's the new version as well, because bear in mind, Corrupt Boon got changed back to almost like its original form. Now it's just like a single target 5 boon conversion, which if you can land that at the right time is absolutely disgusting. If you see a very high boon class, something like, you know, your Guardians, right, your Catalyst, your Scrapper, ugh, it is absolutely horrific. It really is. It is disgusting. It really is. Yeah, Corrosive Poison Cloud as well. Bit of a little bit of a projectile block, all that kind of stuff. There it is. MVZ, thanks for the tier 1. I appreciate it. Good game, though, actually. That was a good one. I rate that pretty highly. Let's see what we got next. I really want to see... we're not going to see it just yet, but I definitely want to see this Ultra Numb team versus the Enigma team, of course. That is going to be very exciting. And we actually have a lot of really fat teams. Well, we have at least kind of 3 teams that will have this very interesting interplay, I think. We have the French team, we have the Ultra Scuff team, and we also, of course, are going to have that Enigma team as well, featuring Demolish. We'll have to see how that one goes. Oh, yeah. Dark Angels. Dark Angels, guys. You know, I know that, you know, PvP players, they're always like, oh yeah, man, you know, I would never play PvE. But I'll tell you this, PvP players are some of the biggest role players in the entire game, no joke. They are such huge role players. Every single top PvP player, hardcore role player. Seriously, I'm not even joking. It's actually true. I don't know a single big PvP player who's not a role player. And here we go. And this is going to be one hell of a game, I think, actually. We have Xeon. We have Floody here on the Holosmith. Interesting to see Holo again. You know, Holo is not something that I've been seeing for a very long time, but just a very aggressive build. You know, similar to the Scrapper in terms of its function, of course. Has a lot of damage output, pretty mobile, right? Pretty fast, relatively durable, right? You know, all this kind of good stuff. It's a lot of damage. Might even be it might even be more damage than the Scrapper, to be honest. It just has so much output on a build like this, especially, you know, with static discharge. Very bursty build, very aggressive, but a lot of area damage as well. Maybe not quite as fast, not quite as mobile, and probably not quite as durable as well, but certainly a fearsome force, a fearsome foe here on the Holosmith. Yeah. 1,000 bits from MVZ. Hey, thanks a lot, man. It's very kind of you. I appreciate that. All right, then. Let's see how this one's going to go. This will be an interesting matchup, I think. The one thing to kind of look at here is we do have a thief versus no thief combo. And that really does change the way these two teams are going to interact with each other. Because having that thief, I'm a big thief fan, to be honest. I will always lean in favor of the composition that has that thief mobility, and being able to score these quick kills is so important. Particularly with Spectre. What I like about Spectre is that it is a bit of a hybrid. Not only are you great at kind of swooping in and providing some map presence, getting a quick +1 or just decapping or whatever, you also have this really nice potential to actually support allies. You know, in PvP, you have a lot of barrier you can bring to the table. A lot of support you can do using your Shroud abilities, right, and Scepter abilities, which I think really adds a lot to a PvP match. I think Spectre is very, very nice. The toolkit it has is excellent for PvP just inherently.
Blue team grabbed a capture point.
Okay, and we actually have Xeon, just a flat 1v1 untamed. Into the Wolf Spider here. It looks like Xeon is doing a very good job so far in this particular matchup, forcing his opponent to actually stealth up instantaneously. Xeon, I think, really looking for this kill. Would be a huge win early on, actually, if he was able to somehow pick this up. A little bit tricky to do. Oh! Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that was, of course, the Ranger here. Wolf Spider thought they were safe, right? But, of course, the unblockable is actually one of the new features of the Untamed build, right? So that block will not save you if Signet of the Hunt is available. And yeah, then that was kind of like, oh shit, I've got to get out of here, right? Like the block is not working, and ended up kind of jumping off the edge there and did die to falling damage. Probably not the worst outcome in the world. It essentially allows the player to get back into the mix a little bit quicker than they otherwise would. They'd be bled out, or well, they'd be a ranger, so they'd get stomped out. So I guess it's not the end of the universe there for Wolf Spider, but falling damage always is a little bit funny when it happens. Okay, let's see. Xeon now looking for more kills, is able to actually land it there. Which you have Enigma potentially being the next target here. Oh, is alone. This is very scary for this Guardian, actually. Oh, this is going to be hard to survive, because this Untamed, especially with the Catalyst, is going to tear through this core Guardian's defenses very, very quickly, and at the absolute best case will burn all of the cooldowns. Wow, yeah, 1v3. There's no escape here. No renewed focus. Reaper Untamed. Too much for the core guard. Still an even game, though. We have Floody kind of going into this 1v1, into Wolf Spider. Doing a good job as well, actually. And this is something that you do have to consider, right? Like, the red team here, they're honestly some of the oldest dogs in the scene, right? Like, these guys have seen it all, and this is something that's very important in PvP. Like, you're almost dealing with, like, the new kids on the block here on the blue team. You know, definitely incredibly good players. Monthly AT winners, of course. Recently, we have Demolish, Maya, and Wolf Spider all winning the monthly. Relatively recently, of course. But the thing is, experience is very important, right? Like knowing, you know, having that knowledge, having that game sense, that spider sense for Guild Wars 2 is something that does take a long time to develop, right? And that's something that the red team here really has in abundance. Some of these players are ancient, and that allows them to kind of pull things off that maybe they kind of shouldn't be able to, right? It's interesting to see Demolish still go for the Berserker, actually. It certainly is a build that's been floating around. I have seen most warriors kind of gravitate towards the Blade Sworn. I do believe that Demolish does actually have a personal distaste for Blade Sworn. That actually might be part of his decision-making process in going for Berserker, is that he actually just simply really, really dislikes Blade Sworn, doesn't want to go for that on warrior. But of course, Demolish is more than capable of multi-classing, and she can basically play any role, as I understand it. So that would also be a potential option if relogs are required down the line.
Skyhammer calibrated to red.
And red team, once again, picking up the Skyhammer, looking for a few more kills too. Core Guardian, very vulnerable here. Holosmith really going in for it. The Spectre is here to support, though. So you have to watch out for that. Core Guard should be able to get away. Yeah, Enigma wriggling away here, looking for that middle node. Oh, might be a very, very sneaky support deke out there. But is it? Oh, yeah, oh! Oh, Con, though. Nice response there. Does actually notice the Guardian. He's able to get back onto there. They're using that sword too, just barely in time. And then rotates away. And yeah, this is so annoying for the Core Guard. This sucks for Enigma so much. He's doing nothing, right? And this is kind of what I was talking about earlier, right? This is so pain, right? Very, very painful for this support guard. Can't really do anything on the map right now. Look, you know, like where does the guard want to go? Can't really be on mid, is going to die. Can't go there because blue team is outnumbering. Over there's a 1v1, so no real good options currently for the support guard. The play was probably just try and regroup, but it was very difficult to do that. Of course, the red team just kind of swarming around that middle node.
Blue team grabbed a capture point.
And now that the core guard's getting bled out here, this is a little bit annoying. I do think that red team are... or rather blue team. I'm not sure if they're totally sure what their game plan is here. I think red team are very much in control of this match right now. They are down a node, but again, as we can see here, they get an aggressive push, secure another kill on the Berserker. Now they're planting down the Holosmith on point C. Well, we have this 1v1 over here. Oh, and we do actually have a 1v1 win in favor of blue, so an inverse of what happened earlier on today, actually. We have Xeon getting shot down there. Could have been some interference from the Thief, of course, but I believe that was, at least if that did happen, it was a little bit of a while ago.
Charging the laser.
So a nice victory here for the blue team. Securing that node, and Floody will now be in a 1v2. So we'll have to kind of give up this node and play very, very safe. Can't survive against the Spectre and the Berserker. No hope of that. And now we do have the respawn coming through from Xeon. Is Xeon just going to go far again? It looks like that might be the play. Maybe he's going to look to pick up a kill on middle on that support Guardian, but definitely has his eyes on that point A over there. Wants to get these 1v1s going. Here we go. Let's see what the game plan's going to be. Yeah, he's going to ignore that, and it is left uncontested. We do have the Elementalist moving over here, so there will be at least some response. With the Reaper here, too, this is a pretty scary position for that Catalyst. Yeah, the Catalyst is quite pressured, not really able to connect onto that node. Meanwhile, we have the Reaper now going over towards the Hammer. A very heavy commitment, actually, from the red team on the Hammer. Gornet tries to land up a massive stun, isn't quite able to get it. Ooh, but actually did get the kill. The Condi's ticked, and we're able to actually eliminate... this kill over here. Good revival there by Enigma, though. And blue team holding on. They're really standing their ground here. Skyhammer goes to red again, unfortunately, for blue. But wasn't really anything to decap or capture. That's not ideal. Oh, the Skyhammer actually just barely clipped Wolf Spider as well. Certainly not ideal. Some slightly weird things going on with the terrain. And yeah, Wolf Spider just kind of thinking, like, what do I do here? How do I get away? There's another kill confirmed. Is that going to be cleavable, though? This actually might be revivable. Yeah, good F-pressing there by Enigma. Identified that there was not going to be enough pressure. That projectile blocking bubble, honestly, quite problematic to actually get that cleave in the current meta.
Red team got a capture point.
Oh, look at that juke. That was fucking tasty from Enigma. Ports up and gets the knock down. All of that might be in vain, though, as Capablanca is still waiting to just unload with these Catalyst abilities. We do actually have a renewed focus available, so there's maybe some potential for survival here, but it's burning a lot of cooldowns, unfortunately, and that's not ideal either, right? Even if you don't kill the Guardian, burning the Guardian's cooldowns, particularly that invulnerability, is always really, really good. However, blue did manage to pick up 2 kills there on the support and the Untamed for the red team, so red team have got to be a little bit careful here. They need to not throw this game. They've been in a very good spot throughout the first section of the game, but that might be about to change. Demolish, also continuing this 1v1, is maybe a little bit cautious of that Holosmith, not feeling very confident with the cooldowns currently. Floody maybe looking for a kill. Is he going to find it? There's the Berserk. Bit of invulnerability there from Demolish. Here's Xeon. Ooh, this is scary for Demolish, I think. We do have Maya moving in here, and actually that counter pressure is really effective onto the Holo. Could they turn this round into a kill? I don't think they can. Ooh, 10 bleeds, though. Yeah, man, that was a juicy shattering blow. Can they get rid of that warrior? Oh, 300 HP does go down, though. Signet res should land. There we go. We have that up. However, we did not see any players fall for the blue team whatsoever. Looks like that Holo is about to die again. Oh, the support from Con is massive, but is it enough? I don't think it is. Is this revivable? No, there's no way. The amount of collapse there is going to be far too much. Con is actually going to go for it, or at least attempt it, but no, realizes that that is not going to work. Has to stop that line of play entirely. Now, Enigma is very low. Does going to go down there. Oh, and the Reaper is in position to cleave, but is there actually enough damage out? But no, there is not. Because unfortunately, there was actually a rally coming through, however. Guard goes down again, up and down like a yo-yo of both of these players, to be honest. Like both Guardians all over the place. And blue team are going to be repelled from this fight. Ooh, Ranger on, well, 4k health now with all of that barrier. Will they be able to escape? I think it's not looking super likely, to be honest. Although, having said that, that Greatsword through is pretty big. The Spectre coming in with the 5k barrel, that's what I'm talking about. That support is quite massive, actually. However, Wolfspider not out of the woods yet. Maybe even thinking about going back in, actually, to initiate this 1v1 into the enemy Ranger. Just 30 points in it. A very intense matchup.
Did you see that?
Bit of a fight for Hammer here.
Got a capture point.
Have the Reaper and the Catalyst doing some pretty serious DPS. King vanished. Demosh has got to get out of the... Ooh, does get hit by the Reaper stun. That could potentially be scary. Yeah, he's going to have to go back in, taking very heavy damage. Now, does get the mending skill of removing all those conditions, which is a really, really big relief for the for the Warrior, but is already quite pressured going into this 1v1 into the Catalyst. Of course, fighting on node is definitely good for the Berserker. The Berserker has a lot of these AoE fields that can be very oppressive, but the Catalyst has that ranged capacity to be incredibly annoying. We have the Holo moving in now, too. Is this Berserker going to die? Yeah, the Catalyst burst does line up. But big reinforcements coming in for blue team. The Hammer gets captured, but I think the cleaves are just, oh yeah, too much of an awkward position. Hard to res, but actually the counter cleave there from the blue Catalyst is absolutely huge. Almost getting 2 kills, but unfortunately almost does not count, I'm afraid. Capablanca still in a little bit of trouble here. Narrowly avoids death from that Dragon's Tooth. Does have Obsidian Flesh. Now it has been used. Oh, yeah, and that Catalyst maybe a little bit too greedy there. Really wanted to get that kill. Not able to find it. But the points are neck and neck right now. They are neck and neck. Blue team maybe even finding a slight advantage. They do have the only node, or not anymore, they don't. And red up by 3 points. Maybe they just won't cap anything for the rest of the game. 4 minutes left, and of course Skyhammer does have a tendency to produce these slightly longer games, which I think sometimes can be quite exciting. In a good meta, I think a good old-fashioned timer game is quite exciting. And right now we are in a fairly solid PvP meta, I think, at high level. It's, you know, some of the builds are a little bit annoying, but it is quite dynamic. There's a lot of action going on. A lot of action going on. Which is what we like to see. Okay. Red now picking up point C. However, that may not last for long, as Xeon is actually going to get 1v2'd by the Untamed and the Spectre. And wow, there's so much damage. Ooh, revive. Does land. Wow, that was a clutch rotation there by Donkey Kong. Arrives in the absolute nick of time. Able to sustain up Xeon and then simply leave. Of course, Xeon should be able to kite from this point onwards, I would say. Does go back in, though, actually, as the pressure continues onto the Ranger. There's no revive this time, and this is kind of where Core Guardian's honestly a little bit... It's a bit scuffed, because can't really contribute that much to this 2v2. Doesn't have the counter pressure, right? Because you can't just heal all the damage in Guild Wars 2. There's too much damage to just out-heal it. You need to be able to shove your opponent, prevent them doing damage to you. This is one of the key nuances of Guild Wars 2 PvP. You can't just tank it all and heal it all. That's not how it works.
Skyhammer calibrated to blue.
Okay, here we go. And red team did build up a pretty sizable advantage there. Just 2 minutes left on the clock. I am definitely kind of getting to the opinion of if we see another kill or two scored by the red team, they should basically instantly win. as there just won't be enough time, really, for them to actually rally their forces and get anything done. We're getting to that point anyway, with just 2 minutes left. Red team kind of solidifying their hold on this game, picking up point C, holding point B neutral. Capablanca might even be able to force the issue eventually on point B against the Thief. And as long as they can just not feed in this big team fight over here and keep it neutral, or honestly, even if they concede and just like keep their opponents busy, I think that's fine too. Gornet goes down, immediately rezzed up again though. Some good revive discipline from the blue team. Reaper disengaging, and I think we're basically seeing that now, like red team just moving away, realizing that they kind of have a really strong position in this game. Don't really need to commit to point A as well. Thief being super annoying as usual, gets the decap, but point B is really the only thing that the red team needs at this stage. All they've got to do is hold on to it for a little bit longer, and they will have this game completely in the bag. Oof. Got some good matches in this one, though, huh? Pretty good. Pretty damn good. Capablanca. Got a cool hat on. Looking like a wizard right now. A lava wizard, you know? Yeah, picking up another kill. Onto the Catalyst of blue. And that's basically going to round this game out. Yeah, just the points from the kills are extremely relevant at this stage in the game. Oh, the Signet tried to come through, but the poison actually denied it. It was actually at 100%, but unfortunately, that doesn't count, apparently. 100% does not mean you rally. You have to be 101%. Otherwise, you're not getting back up. 400 points for blue, but 462 for red. And that means at this stage, the game is no longer winnable, unfortunately, for our blue team, as they've only got 20 seconds. That's it. Enjoy. There we go. Red team wins. Red team AFKing. Honestly, if more people did this, PvP would be a better place, guys. Look at red team, guys. Look how intelligent they are. They've recognized that, wait a minute, we auto-win the game in 20 seconds if we literally just stand on that node. We should probably just stand there and not care about anything else. Wow. And that's exactly what they did. And then they won the game. So well done to the red team. Okay. Whoa! We have a really close game here, actually. Whoa! What happened here, guys? Red team actually about to win here. PMA until feed, Skog X, Little Demon X, Cliff Kicker, and You Are Delusional about to actually shut down blue team. Azdome's eliminated here. Yeah, this game is over. Wait, maybe they can decap middle. It's going to be tough, though. They actually have, yeah, the core guard is in position. Killmage in the downstate. French about to get shut down hard, actually. 494 to 484, and that's it, 501. Man, I actually wish I'd known this game was going on. I had no idea this was happening. But there it is, guys. PMA until you feed, Skog X, Little Demon X, Cliff Kicker, and You Are Delusional actually shut down. In fact, possibly the favored team of the tournament with Azadome, Kill, Oki, Frey, and Floor. They have been shut down hard. Oh, dear. Yeah, You Are Delusional picks up a big win here. A very big win. Well, not eliminating, of course, because it is Swiss, but taking a game off potentially the favorites of the entire event. This tournament is heating up, guys. It's getting spicy here. I think we are going on to the next round now. All right. What's going up next? Wait, is there a game still going? Gizmo robbery, actual reality? It could be, yeah. This could be an actual Gizmo robbery. Oh, looks like we're on the next round. We are on the next round. Ah, let's have a look at Xeon versus Gizmo robbery then. Let's see what we've got. Robbing your Gizmo today? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. We'll see if it happens. The thievery. The ultimate steal. Let's take a look at this one. I will beat you, Josh. I mean, we got some throwing down here, guys. This is crazy. Well, Let's see if this character name is correct. Are the Josh detractors delusional? Who knows? Okay, I don't know. We're about to find out, I guess. But this could be another very exciting matchup here. Somewhat similar compositions, actually. We, of course, have the Holosmith build actually being mirrored over here by Pearl. It's going to be Floody versus Pearl here on the basically the same build, I think. A slightly different build. We actually have the kinetic battery for Floody, so more aggressive, more quickness and super speed, versus adrenal implant for some more dodge roll gaming. Going to be happening over here. So slightly different setups, but broadly speaking, it's the same kind of general idea. Ooh, we actually have a relog here. Interesting. Of course, Catalyst on both sides and the Reaper on both sides as well. Enjoying it before the inevitable nerfs come through. Unlucky. Watch out for that. This could be a very interesting matchup here, actually, because, again, this map can end up being very, very swingy based on how the Bell objective ends up going. And because there's no Thief on either side, this is probably going to end up being a very bloody game. There's going to be a lot of fighting here and a lot of deaths, I'm expecting. Both teams having a huge amount of damage to bring to the table. Oh, we do actually have a Thief. I'm just blind, by the way, guys. Skog X is, of course, the Thief. Okay? I was like, oh, there's no Thief. What interesting. But actually, I lied. There is a Thief. But,
Hold on to your
to be fair,
Seize theirs.
Thief also does do a lot of damage, too. So, you know, like, there's damage all over the place.
It's the Capricorn.
Alright, here we go. So what's going to be the plan here? I think we're just going to see blue team kind of do what they usually do, or what they've been doing so far in this tournament, is they want to make sure that they have the Untamed 1v1ing something. Quite often they'll have Floody 1v1ing as well, and then just push a lot of team fights. And that's not really a surprise whatsoever. The blue team here, Ultra Scuff, they're very well known for enjoying the team fight. They love team fighting. They're very well known for their proficiency in this particular area of the game. And that, of course, does appear to be continuing. And this kind of trio, very strong. You know, the Reaper, the Core Guardian, and the Catalyst. A real force to be reckoned with in any of these kind of larger skirmishes, larger encounters. Particularly if you then bring the Holosmith into that as well. That's when things really, really get devastating. Okay. So Floody currently 1v2. Thief trying to find a kill there, but the kiting is good for the Engineer. Don't think we're going to be seeing a kill anytime soon. Yeah, it doesn't look like that. The Thief is still persisting for it, actually. Floody about to 1v2, potentially. I think he is. He's in a bit of trouble, though. Does have the block. But yeah, the Thief actually is like, no, I don't want to be in a montage. No, 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 no. Actually abandons the Berserker, probably out of fear, I think, at this point. You do not want to get 1v2'd, guys, okay? Like, you know, you'll get clipped. You know, everyone will see it. And here we go. We actually have the Red Reaper trying to engage, but it does appear that blue team were able to shove their opponents away from this main fight. Obviously pretty big. Skog X did get the decap there, but of course Xeon is prepared to intercept. What is the Thief going to do now? Is the Thief going to look for a kill in the team fight, or is the Thief going to go ahead and try and plus onto that Holosmith again? Looks like it's going to be a decap on middle, while the blue team have their back turned.
Just like that.
Oh, but no, Con, just like in the last game, very much on it, looking at that node, definitely expecting that, right? And I imagine that these teams are also trying to track the Thief, or rather the blue team. The blue team is probably trying to call where the Thief is actually currently at. Ooh, you are delusional, in a little bit of trouble here. Does have some Shroud left over defensively. Is it going to be enough? Oh, gets the heal. No! Doesn't quite get it. Here comes the Signet. It should land. There we go. So we have a revival. Let's see if blue team can just keep the pressure up here on this Necromancer. Yeah, the red Necromancer is not getting out of that. And this is a really unfortunate time to die, of course, because the Bell is coming up very, very soon. If this Core Guardian dies, that will almost certainly yield the Bell guaranteed towards blue, which will be extremely unfortunate. Meanwhile, Flea trying to 1v1 into this Berserker. Honestly, not working out so hard, to be honest, by the looks of this. Probably needs a little bit of help to actually deal with this Warrior. And in fact, that potentially is something that blue team are struggling with a little bit. They aren't quite as mobile as their opponents, and that does give them a little bit of a disadvantage. It's harder for them to keep up. Without that Thief, it's much harder for them to get a +1, to get these decaps, or to get these neutralizations. But, hey, you know, like, when you don't have a Thief, just +1 with the Reaper, right? Skog actually going for a very ambitious res here onto Cliff Kicker here. That is not going to happen. Core Guardian dies. Bell is now completely open for the blue team. Red team, though, they still do have a good amount of points, but unfortunately, because they just lost, well, Yeah, they just lost 4 players, more or less. Now with 1 on respawn here with the Necromancer back. This is going to turn into a pretty sizable advantage in favor of blue team, or at least it really should. Xeon here on the Bazaar, and of course, Floody, just grab that, grab the dock. I like the delay from the Thief trying to stall out the Bell as long as possible to waste some of the blue team's time, but it's not going to cut it. And yeah, blue, they really had a very decisive victory there. Like, getting 4 kills is a really, really big deal, right? Like, that is the moment where you are going to lose the entire map, and that is exactly what's happened, in fact, with the blue team, or rather with the red team. The red team completely considered everything in blue. They're actually in a somewhat fortified position. We can even see Xeon kind of predicting the Thief, maybe going for a decap, now recognizes the Thief is still here on middle, and then goes back. Of course, can be a little bit tricky to actually understand what's going on, particularly with stealth, right? You almost have to, like, kind of guess where the Thief is going to be in order to counterplay around it, because otherwise there's no way to track it, because it's invisible. Yeah, Xeon, though, does see the Thief moving away. Will he be able to make it, actually, and actually match that? No, looks like that's not going to be the case. So the Thief will get the neutralization. However, the Ranger, of course, will scare away that red player. And blue, with a 100-point advantage. Another Bell coming up, actually, in 1 minute 2. That's what we've got to think about here. But Gizmo robbery, they're going to have to maybe up their stealing game if they want to steal this Gizmo, because it does appear that blue team is here to cock block them. I'm very curious what happened in that matchup, though, actually. It certainly appears that red team really strong today, kind of popping off, and I love to see that. It's always fun to see new regulars in the tournament. I've been seeing these guys pop up. Particularly, I've been seeing a lot of Hard Delusional, all about the place, blasting, okay, on the Reaper. We love to see that. We really do. Yeah, there's some, like, familiar faces here. Very exciting to see them form a team and try and get some work done. Oh, yeah, the Thief did get caught, though. The revive was attempted, but very hard to res a Thief because, of course, the amount of health... This is something that... I feel like not a lot of people know this. The amount of health you have in downstate is based on how much health you have. So basically, stuff like Elementalist and Thief actually very squishy in downstate because you don't have that much health, right? You have a lower vitality overall. Well, not lower vitality, but you have a lower health pool overall. So it can be very, very difficult to actually revive a Thief or an Elementalist simply because they get absolutely nuked because they have a very, very low base health pool.
Cannons loaded. Ring the bell to signal them to fire.
So you've got to watch out for that. Oh, another kill being... Oh, man, I think... As much as I hate to say it, I feel like red team's kind of crumbling here a little bit. They're a little disjointed in this matchup and maybe not quite sure how to approach their opponents. I think maybe, if I had to guess, maybe what happened in the previous game is they were able to win the team fights, right, and against their opponents. Maybe their opponents were actually losing the team fight. Because it certainly appears that the strategy here from the red team is to have this very strong presence and just muscle the opponent, and that is not working here. It does appear that blue team currently have the upper hand when it comes to these larger fights. We might see another kill here onto You Are Delusional using Trad defensively, but here comes the Catalyst. Here it is. The shout was invulnerable by the Elementalist, and yeah, that's going to be the end of that. There might be a res, but honestly, is it even worth resing? That's kind of just burning the cooldown just to die again, I feel like. So I don't really see a way that this Necromancer is going to have a very easy time surviving. Does get some really good pressure onto Capablanca. Now gets in there with the Shrouds of Capablanca. In a little bit of trouble. Condis are starting to tick here. But of course, blue team stabilizes pretty well. Skogx dead over here. Core Guardian is completely out of juice actually and still has 13 bleeds. That's the end of that. Reaper is probably going to be next on the list. And wow, blue team dominating this game actually extremely hard. Oof. Very unfortunate. Yeah, that is that Condi Reaper, though. Like, that is what this build does. It will eat your support for breakfast, right? Your support will heal, but then it will run out of cooldowns, and Condi Reaper will just keep on going. The damage this build does is just absolutely fantastic, particularly in these area of effect scenarios. Seriously, you tap Shroud, you hit F1, and everyone around you has 10 Condis. It's horrible. It's absolutely disgusting. Anyway, that's going to be the end of that. It's 4-5-5 in favor of blue. And they're essentially just kind of cleaning up this game at this age. The game is a bit of a formality. Okay? Hey. What is this individual trying to communicate to me? What is going on here? Who knows? Hello. Let's see what they got to say. let's see what they've got to say. But yeah, pretty clean game here from the blue team.
Capture point.
501 to
Be
171.
ready to give the signal and return fire once the
And there we go. That's the end of that. Let's see if we've got any other matches going on. Oh, we actually have a very close game here. Looks like blue are going to win, though. In fact, they definitely are. Whoa.
Red team
The game is loading. The game is struggling to load. Oh, yeah, Floor versus... Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, Dark Angel versus Floor. Let's get in on that one, yeah. Very true. Very true.
Did you see that? Red team got a capture point.
All right, then. Oh, man. We actually have the red team doing a very good job here. And Asdome going back to the Deadeye here. In this case, it's going to be Deadeye instead of the Catalyst. Killmage. Oki on the Untamed. Frey on that support. Tempest. And I think this is quite an exciting time for supports. That there are actually two support builds that honestly seem to be very close together and both actually see play. It's quite rare for that to happen, to be honest. It's very often been that, you know, say Firebrand dominates or Tempest dominates. But actually, you know, Frey, definitely a big fan of the Tempest. But we actually see a lot of other players gravitate towards that Core Guardian as well. Which is pretty cool stuff. Of course, this build is quite interesting too. It actually restores a lot of endurance to allies using latent stamina and then spamming Feel the Burn alongside a lot of other auras to not only cleanse a lot of conditions, but also apply vigor and even a bit of endurance gain as well. Very interesting build with the way that this one actually operates. Here we go. Switch have a big fight here. I mean, this is, if there's going to be a comeback moment, this is it for blue. If they can actually win a big fight, they can get back into this. Let's see if they can. There we go. The floor is lava downset there on the Herald. Is the cleave good enough? Here comes the stomp actually from Enigma. Lands it with the stability. Boom. Very nice. And there's also another kill onto Frey as well. Frey will be actually bled out a little bit. There's no point for him to contest. But here's where things get a bit tricky. There does not appear to be much of an answer to this thief. Or rather the map presence of the red team. So despite losing that fight, despite the blue team doing a very nice job there, I'm not sure if it's going to be quite good enough. Because they are very far behind in this match with just 6 minutes left. And yeah, floor on this Condi Revenant, by the way. This is similar to the Reaper as well. I would say similar in its function. Just kind of that inevitability in the team fight. It will just keep putting on pressure after pressure after pressure until, you know, until the opponent is dead, pretty much. So that's kind of what Floor's going for here. And here we go. Blue actually do get some good momentum off that. Picking up 2 notes. And actually have the third contested with Demolish, who has actually gone to the Chronomancer. I think that's perhaps a slightly more meta pick than what he's been playing previously. And currently facing off against Azadome. Not sure if Azadome really wants to be here. Yeah, it's going to take a very long time to kind of put a dent in this Chrono. Not really able to do that. Oh, Floor actually dies again. Oh, that's really bad. Oh, no. Oh, no. Wow, I thought that was kind of all good there. Floor just kind of got in there to maybe hold on, but Floor actually died extremely quickly there. Very good pressure there from the blue team. However, we do see a few blue players get caught here in middle with Enigma and, of course, Top Cherry Menace being finished off here. However, they are killed fairly quickly and Demolish in position to actually defend the dock. We actually have a similar situation over here. Juvenile Menace, the same over there for the Bazaar. Okay. And so now the points are really getting a little bit even in this particular scenario. And Demolish holding pretty firm. The Thief is here as well, so I think the blue team is pretty okay here. I think it will be hard to get rid of Demolish here. I think he should be fine. Well, looks like he's going to now begin this 1v1 into the Revenant. Here we go. Meanwhile,
did you see that?
Things are happening. Red team has magically got back into control, although not really magically. They were able to kill 2 of the enemy players and therefore found themselves a bit of advantage in this matchup. Oh, however, yeah, Floor maybe a little bit new to the build here. He is dying. He's dead again. I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna have a nice fun 1v1. Demolish absolutely annihilates, absolutely crushes that 1v1, destroys the Condi Herald almost immediately. Top Cherry Menace Maybe trying to get rezzed here by the Guardian. Oh, the cleave really hurts, though. Don't think Enigma can do that. There's no Signet for another 20 seconds as well. That was very painful, too. A lot of health has been drained on this core Guardian. The Rev is now here as well, so I think this might kind of be the end for Enigma. Maybe there's some potential to get some kiting here, but it's going to be very hard. So, yeah, I think Enigma knows it. He just basically suicides at this stage. Knows there's no way out. Wants to just get finished off as quick as possible, I think, by going on to the point. Although maybe not. Oh, actually, maybe gets the survive. No! Demolish arrived, but was not able to save it. Oh, we actually have a gravel into a res here. Because, of course, yeah, there could be a revive here. We might have to do a second gravity well. Oh, there's no continuum split available. So, yeah, Demolish not going to be able to make that happen, unfortunately. Oh, yeah, and Demolish really wants to get this decap. Is doing a very good job of being incredibly annoying. Now we'll begin that 1v1 again into the Herald here. Bell could end up deciding this. Bell is actually in 5 seconds. Kill is in position for that already. Oh, no. Call me crazy. I actually think there's a pretty good chance that we see Red Team lose. If Demolish holds, this is massive. He needs to hold. He does hold, and Floor's nearly dead. If Blue get this Bell, they will win, I think. And they just picked up 2 kills. Floor's about to fall. He's got no glint heal. That's the end. Killer's here. Wow, I think this is actually going to be Blue favored now, even. I love this decap from Enigma, by the way. I think that's very intelligent. Recognizes that he doesn't need to be on the Bell. Neutralizes middle. Bell is going to be free. That's 75-point Bell in favor of Blue. That was a very important hold by Demolish there. The fact that Demolish didn't die there was very big. And yeah, now there's nothing really to contest Demolish. If he gets this node, they win the game, I think. Here comes Oki. If he can just stop Oki from getting here, or at least, or force the node, I think he just goes all in. If I'm Demolished right now, I just go unhinged and just get this cap. Just go for it. Wait. Oki has stopped playing the game. I don't know what's going on there. He just like AFK'd for like 10 seconds. And now, well, now the game's over. Because I'm pretty sure he's not going to be able to hold very effectively now. Like, Demolish will eventually be able to force the Ranger off the node, and that will kind of guarantee the victory. Yeah, I guess Oki's kind of given up at this point. That's fair enough. Like, well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's fair enough. I'm not even sure. But either way, Demolish able to secure that node onto the Bazaar, and that will pretty much lock in this game. Even though Blue, they're kind of having a bit of a trade on the other side. Like, they're winning, they're losing, right? A little bit of that. They managed to get rid of Frey. They're actually with the Untamed and the Spectre. Floor doing his best to try and hold on as best as he possibly can. But is it going to be good enough? No, it is not. And Blue Team actually get another victory. This is a little bit scary for Red. Of course, with 2 losses, you probably don't get eliminated as long as you don't, you know, as long as you lose to the really good teams, which they have been losing to. But honestly, it's a bit scary. Okay, it's a little bit scary, though. For Red, they're not that far away from potentially being eliminated. You know, you never want to be 2 losses in Swiss. You never, never, never want to be there. Yeah, that was very well played by Blue Team there, actually. That was good. Oh, yeah. My green screen is... Don't worry. I can knock it over, I guess. I can knock it over. Perfect. Floor and Oki win trade to gift Gizmo to Enigma and Co. True. Actually true. Alright. Here we go. Behind the screen. Yes, you have seen behind the screen. We need the Oki copy pasta. I saw some, like, a few times there have been some... Wait, what is this? What are you doing here? Why are you sending me Z? I've seen some absolute lunatic copy pastas with Oki. It's like, who's got it? Like, someone's definitely got it. Yes, Oki, no win. Oh, yeah, there's someone who really wanted Oki to lose, I believe. With, like, all the little cheergies, right? Quite strange. Yeah. 222, please. It's friends. I don't understand. This makes 0 sense. It's going to be a potentially exciting game. Yeah. Yes. Finally calling the obvious. Clown Fiesta Gizmos Part 3. Wait, Please tell me you didn't actually seriously think that was win trade. I'm pretty sure Oki just thought, there's no winning this. This is not a good matchup for me. I can't win. The game's over. Guys, I guess I better clarify here for people who are maybe a little bit slow. Oki wasn't win trading that game. I think that the game was basically over, right? Like, I even called it. Like, if the blue team got the bell, they were probably going to win the game. And then they got the bell. And then they won the game. Yeah. It's how it goes. Yeah. It's over. I already reported the whole team. I think this actually might be the most exciting game. So we better take a look at this, actually. This could definitely be a bit of a matchup. It could be a little bit of a matchup. All the other games, I think, are going to be pretty straightforward. You know, Jesus Christ, what is this fucking name on the team there? Let's see how this one goes. Yeah. Florid Oki feeding for no reason. You know what I love, guys? Okay, is I love people in gold flaming legend-rated players for dying in a really tough match against really good players. That's what I like, guys. Okay? You know, like that. That's what I really enjoy. You know? It's just, yeah. That's the reality of the Guild Wars 2 PvP scene, right? Like, that's what's going on here. Okay? If you lose a 1v1 to Demolish, you are trash. True. Actually true. Imagine losing 1v1 to this. Look at this. He's dead. Look at this kid. He's literally dead, guys, in this game. Oh, look. But he actually survived long enough for the Scrapper to die on the blue team. Nice. Oh, but they got the res. Look at this. Insane revive from the blue team. Ooh, and now look at Demolish, guys. He's dead. Okay? Unacceptable. Oh, yeah, actually, we do have a bit of trouble here for red. I haven't seen actually he's able to pick up the kill on Wolf Spider as well. And actually, yeah, red in a lot of trouble here, as I think this Catalyst is also going to end up falling to the Scrapper. Ooh, nice Lightning Flash. Does have the block too. So resources are available here for the red Catalyst. They're up to get away. It's certainly not the start that I think the red team was hoping for. Some good momentum here from the blue team. Let's see how they're going to convert it now. We actually have the side nodes here. Looks like they're going to try and collapse on middle to maybe snowball their advantage more. Stagger their opponents, of course. Some respawns coming through from the red team. So if any kills land now in favor of blue, that is incredibly annoying to deal with. Okay, there we are. Blue team getting that cap, and see what they decide to do now. I think we did see this team, this blue team, in some of their previous matches. They played very aggressively, which honestly I am a fan of, but I think it did backfire pretty hard in some of their matches. Let's see if they decide to play it a little bit safer. Looks like that is the direction they're going this time, and I think that does make sense. You know, they've been winning the fights so far. Right, this is a linear map as well. This is definitely a map where you can kind of lock the map down and go for that more 2 nodes play without really worrying about that 3rd node so much, because you can just lock it down and bunker pretty effectively. And looks like that might be the strategy they're looking for, which you have Zenvote 1v1ing into Demolish. It's Chronomancer on Chronomancer action. Here we go. I mean, they're using their abilities, guys. What can I say? You know, there's like some wells going down. It's very exciting stuff. Ooh, Maya got caught there. That's actually a very big kill. No thief for the red team for the foreseeable future. Zenvote eliminated, though, so blue team not without a defeat of their own. Ooh, can we actually see a revive here? Is there a function gyro available? Looks like there is, or is not. There may not be a function gyro, but there is an F key from this Guardian. Here comes the Signet. Does have to get used. Yeah, the cleave, very scary. Oh no! Oh, no! Oh, no! I think Zenvo is having connection issues. I think he's desynced, unfortunately. The Signet went off, but I do not think that Zenvo is actually there. Either that was I think they're not able to revive that play. I saw the attempted F press from the Guardian. I saw them try to press F, but it didn't work, unfortunately. So it does look there's maybe a bit of desync there, unfortunately, from the blue team, and that completely demolishes the fight against blue. And that's going to be 3 kills now. Oh, that's very unfortunate. Because that little sequence has utterly crushed blue. And now red are completely in the driving seat. Picking up another kill, a 4th kill now onto the Reaper. Zemvo is back. Back in the mix now, but yeah, this is a scary map. You never want to be triple capped. You never, never, never want to be triple capped on this map. It's so easy to kind of trap your opponent in the base on Battle for Kylo. It's hard to break out of a chokehold here. And this triple cap might hold for a long time for red. Blue are in a very desperate situation, in my opinion. They still have 2 respawns. Well, they can't even fight. They're trying to do something now, but they're fighting a little bit too early, I think. There's no way they can engage us. All 5 members of the red team here to only 3 from blue. Yeah, they know they've got to back up a little bit in order to begin this fight. And, well, it looks like they're going to go for it. It could end up being an all-out 5v5. Seems to actually be the way it's going. Here we go. But, yeah, I mean, blue, they're a little bit staggered, a little bit segmented. We already have a huge amount of pressure onto Zenvo. Let's see what blue can do here. They're looking for a fight. Let's see if red will take it or if they're going to disengage. They're going to wait for the ranger, of course. Their ranger was kind of scouting, maybe predicting the thief, or maybe predicting some kind of decap, rather, from the blue team. But, ooh, and actually red, they've just got themselves another kill immediately on that strap. Some very good target focus. I think the Reaper might be next. Yeah, the Reaper's going to be next here. And yeah, this is not really good whatsoever. Again, the 2-cap is still being held here. Yeah, Reaper taking very heavy fire. Untamed is kind of branching out to deal with Zenvo here. Knowing that, again, the blue team have the disadvantage. Red team have the upper hand here. Getting another kill on the Reaper. Oh, much as I hate to say this, because I think this game is kind of over. This is not looking good. This is not looking good whatsoever, I think. I'm pretty sure that red are going to have this. They've got it in the bag. Yeah. How can you even lose a node when Demolish is in the enemy team? Man, you guys are... This is just bullying. I can't believe this. Unfortunately, though, guys, Demolish has mastered the Chronomancer to such a degree that he can actually desynchronize his opponents within time. You guys think that was a random desync? No, guys. That was Demolish mastery of the Chronomancer, desynchronizing the opponent with the game servers so they couldn't be revived. Actual true story right there. Like, that's how it goes. Okay. But yeah, this game is over, obviously. Red team are kind of just running away with it. Blue team have kind of crumbled a little bit. The mental is gone, guys. You know, the mental is over. It's GG, I think. It's very GG. Are there any other exciting matches? Honestly, not looking that way, to be honest. Looks like a lot of the other games are also fairly one-sided. Gizmo Robbery are going up against the Dancing Choya gang. Guess we could take a look at that match in just a moment when this one is kind of concluding. I do like this, though, and honestly, I love it when teams do this. Blue team going for one last push. They've just got to go all in. They're going to go for it. Can they make it happen? Oh, the Guardian kind of gets caught, isolated away from the group with no cooldowns already. This is not looking good. Yeah, that's a dead Guardian. The blue team were just a little bit spread out there. They're trying to save it, but there's no way they get this revive, right? Wait, really? Wait, are we serious? No, absolutely not. Yes, no, yes, no. No, absolutely not. Yeah, Red's cleave here is going to be massive, and I think that's basically going to be everyone going down. Yep, that's going to be a full wipe. They got the damage at the end. They had the cleave, and that's 4 kills, 5 kills. It's a full wipe, and there is absolutely no way out at that stage. Red team wins, but a very determined and high effort right at the end there. I love to see it. Incredible stuff. Well played to the red team, and it's going to be... what do these guys even have a team name? Oh, yeah, they're Dark Angels. DK1, I guess. They are the Dark Angels of PvP. Advancing onwards into the next round. Impressive. Let's go Gauntlet. Ah, yes. Kira in the chat. It is going to be Gauntlet up again soon. It's going to be competitive. I don't think it's going to be very, very competitive for first place. I don't know who's going to be in finals yet either, which is always fun. It's always fun, actually, when you have no idea who's going to win. Oh, yes. I think these games are just kind of finishing up now at this stage. Yeah, Gizmo Robbery now getting very far ahead in their match. in a lot of these games. Kind of getting in towards the ending stage. Towards the end. 403. Whoa. Firebrand. Sacred Shield. Oh, Sagebrand? Man. I remember that build. That was a build. That was a build of all time, that's for sure. Yes. Of course he's annoying. I mean, he's annoying. He's a big Firebrand. He's huge. With the Tempest as well. Looking very tasty. With the Valor and Honor. Combined with the Firebrand. For the optimal build. You know, this is one thing, actually, that I kind of view this as one of the biggest issues with PvP right now, is that certain specs are actually just very, very bad. I would say that the game balance overall is good, in the sense that there's loads of elite specs that are actually pretty damn good, at least in ranked. Obviously, in competitive, you know, it's not, things get more optimized in competitive. But there are a few insane outliers in PvP that just are extremely not good. And Firebrand is one of them. Like, this is just... I feel bad for people who play Firebrand, because I get it. You want to play the cool Tome Lord, right? That makes sense to me. But then you go into PvP, and all of your abilities suck, and you don't do anything. It's kind of the same thing with Scourge. Like, if you play Scourge, honestly, you'll probably get accused of win trading if you play Scourge. Although, I'd say a similar thing for Firebrand as well. Like, these builds just, they're absolute trash, to be honest. They are absolute, genuine garbage. Yeah. Which is a bit unfortunate. But anyway. Oh, is he going to get the stomp? No. Dude, Red Team... Is Red Team kind of throwing the game? Honestly, no, they aren't. They have managed to get a big regroup and eliminate the enemy team. Although, Blue Team did actually get this cap. If they all just, like, tunnel and chase this guy, maybe they won't get the decap. And they actually are doing that. However, they have managed to actually successfully catch the player and kill them. And they also have their Mesmer doing some work on the other side of the map, collecting the mansion for them. It's actually a weirdly close game. Is there any universe where Blue Team hold on? I don't think so. Can this guy get a heal? Ooh, does have a block, I think. Gets the evade. Oh, it doesn't really have anything anymore, though. Yeah, doesn't really have any more defensives. However, the Reaper has come back with Sacred Shield. Cyber Acer going for a kill here onto Chris. Does pick up that kill. I mean, Blue Team throwing a little bit here, or rather Red Team throwing a little bit here. There is a universe where Red lose. If they get too distracted on middle and aren't able to decapture, then that's going to be a huge deal. The Sanctuary here as well, very annoying to deal with. It's blocking them off the node. And actually, hang on a minute, one of the red players is about to die. The Tempest, very, very low already, actually. Needs to be careful of this. Does not want to die. Is Blue Team actually making the comeback of the century? I almost feel like they are. All of their players are now back. They're trying to lure a few of these players away. They've got to be careful of that Berserker, though. The Dragon Hunter moving towards that node has Sanctuary up in a few moments. Has the big block. Drops the Purging Flames. Blocking every single attack in this insane 1v2. Has renewed focus. Goes ahead and pops it. Actually, wait, whoa. Oh my god. Nearly pulls off this sick 1v2. Oh no, but... That is so unfortunate, guys. The Guardian just did not understand that they needed to turn to actually block with their F3. And as a result of that, they died to the Berserker instantly. A little bit unfortunate there. However, can Blue Team still make it work? They're getting the... Oh, but the sneaky Mesmer actually made it past.
Just like that, Blue Team takes a capture.
Look, the Firebrand nearly died to the 12 burning stacks, okay? It nearly happened. Blue get the mansion. Oh, hang on. Chris, though. Blade Sworn. It needs to be a decap. Can this guy get rid of the the Firebrand? That's the question. Okay. Chris is going to go for it. We have a death on middle. Red Team, they do still have this node. Oh, I'm not sure if this this has enough damage, though. And yeah. Oh, Red Team is actually very smart here. They identified that this node wins them the game. Blue a little bit slow on the uptake. They're not here yet. They've got to be here yesterday if they want to get this decap. Yeah, and Chris is going to die in a 1v3. 1v4 now with Meowing Meow coming back into play. Yeah, and blue team has just not really rotated over here in time, has not recognized they need this node to win the game. And red, despite nearly throwing,
Just
will
like
not
that,
actually throw.
blue team takes a capture point.
The Firebrand has won. Firebrand is OP. Confirmed. Cold Foamers. Death Purr. The team names are so troll, man. It's really funny. Yeah, Firebrand is the way to go. It is the best. Oh, yeah, we're going on to elimination. Let's see who made it. Oh, wow. We've got some big ones. Okay, okay. So we actually have Xeon into triple loss into disband. We have Happy Pride Month into Mamaya's. We have Dark Angels into Floor. That is going to be a hot match, guys, because this is elimination. Bear that in mind. This is Demolish's team into Frey's team. That's very spicy. And we have Gizmo Robbery versus the Lowen team. I'm not actually familiar with that player, but they seem to be blasting. They seem to be gaming. Yeah, I think this is the game we're going to be taking a look at, though. I actually have not seen Happy Pride Month at all. So I almost want to go ahead and take a look at this and just see who those players are, because I actually don't know who they are. Yeah, because I have no idea who's on those teams currently. Okay. This is going to be this particular game. Benched everywhere. Innocent Bunny Girl. Kurzix. Black Support. Living up to the name there with a very spooky, edgy, Dark Knight style appearance. With the Bifrost as well. We also have a Catalyst here as well. Yeah, I think blue team probably very favored there. Let's see. What is this team? Okay, what have we got here, actually? So we have Can't Switch, Maitri, Slaugzer, Lilas Enjoyer, and Mortis Mortifier. Interesting. Zeolith is playing on this team. Interesting. We have some Zeolith gameplay here, guys. That is what we indeed have. Honestly, I actually have no idea which one of these teams wins, to be honest. I would say, who knows? I've got no idea. However, I do really want to take a look at this game. This game, I think, is where we want to be really taking our attention. Certainly the most impactful game in terms of the rankings, I'd say. The teams to watch out for here is definitely Dark Angels, of course, Floor, Xeon, the Mamaya's team, Gizmo Ray. Honestly, all of these teams are actually pretty high level. Who do I think has the potential to win? I think it really is going to come down to the three teams here, actually. Dark Angels, Floor, and the Xeon team appear to be the strongest. Like, judging by their current performance, I'd be leaning into saying that the Ultra Scuff team, the Xeon team, is appearing to be the strongest so far. I believe the only team that's undefeated. Yeah, you can see they're actually the #1 seed coming into this, followed by Dark Angels. So that's kind of like the way things are looking out there. But yeah, they're looking very, very good. So we could be seeing Ultra Scuffed actually get their revenge and pick up a game. But certainly we want to take a look at this one. Okay, here we go. So let's see what the match is going to be. It's going to be Floor again on the Condi Herald. There was definitely a little bit of issues with this. Like there was a lot of focus coming in on Floor in that last game. A lot of pressure. That is something that is interesting about Condier. You are very slow, right? So it's somewhat similar to Necromancer in this regard. Like if you're in a fight, you're kind of in that fight. You know, you're not getting out of it. You're there forever. Now this is a beast map for Thief, and honestly, for Deadeye, this is pretty happy days. Honestly, like Asdome loves to see this because he'll be able to zip around the map very, very quickly and try and pick off targets with his Deadeye here on Colosseum. In fact, it's a good thing there's a Thief, honestly, for Blue. Because honestly, this is a map where you do not want to not have a Thief. If you don't have a Thief on this map, you're not going to have fun. It's just so favorable to the ability to teleport around the map. The way the terrain's laid out with these kind of gaps that you can port up, obviously incredible for Thief. Allows you to basically shortcut massively when you're rotating around these points. But somewhat similar approaches. We have our support for Enigma on Guardian, Frey on the Tempest. We have a Thief It's Azadome on Deadeye.
Match starts
And it's
soon.
going to be Maya on the Spectre. Demolish, going to be kind of this duelist-style thing, but also some teamfight presence with the Chronomancer. And we kind of have the similar kind of approach here with Wolf Spider on Untamed versus Oki, and Kill on Catalyst versus Notamelon, also on the Catalyst too.
Seize theirs.
And then Demolish, kind of like almost mirroring the Herald, kind of, but not really, to be honest. All right, let's see how this goes then. Now, I think the opening rotations are going to be interesting. So it is going to be a 3-node push for both teams. Both teams wanting to plant their Untamed on the enemy side node, and that kind of makes sense. Untamed, definitely one of those builds that is more than capable of surviving a slightly scuffed, outnumbered situation, has that mobility to disengage if necessary. So it's going to be a slow start with everything essentially held neutral. Demolish going to be in a 1v2 situation here, I believe, on middle. That's exactly what's happening, yeah, but we do have a rotation coming through from the blue team as well. Touchy combos over that. Man, Demolish kind of pops off, though. Nearly finds an instant kill onto Floor. Wait, is Floor dead? Floor is dead! Wow, yeah, Floor struggling with this Chronomancer. Like, essentially dying in a 1v2 there. Demolish honestly on fire today. Yeah, he was like flat out winning that 1v2. Essentially gets a kill. The Guardian of Enigma did not really do anything in that fight whatsoever. I mean, I think maybe this could be an issue with just inexperience on the build. I mean, I haven't really seen Floor play a lot of Condi Herald, and this may be just perhaps like a bit of a last-minute swap that happened. Because that is certainly unusual performance from the player there. Okay. Let's see what Azome's looking for. Wants to see if we can pick up a kill on the Thief. Here we go. But no, that's going to be a bit slippery, to be honest. The Thief is also highly mobile. Support from the blue team is available as well. I don't really think red can do that much here. Now, ooh, yeah, we have this big 1v1. Wolf Spider is actually maybe just going to get a clean kill onto the opponent here. Kill Mage in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, the unblockable, highly valuable, of course. As, you know, it's the Catalyst here, a little bit reliant on some of these blocking abilities to survive. However, now will be replaced by the Herald by the looks of that. Kill maybe looking to rotate away, but Azadome also arrives actually alongside Maya. Looks like this fight might just kind of continue brewing for a while, but of course, it is currently blue team being outnumbered here, so that means red do have to make something happen. They do manage to get the node, and then we have the Thief immediately rotate away. Looks like the 2v2 is now going to initiate. Maya looking for the sneakiest decap. Yeah, that is absolutely not going to happen. That would be truly ridiculous if it did. Meanwhile, we have a 2v2 actually over here. Will be very slow. I mean, in fact, I'm not even sure if this ever goes anywhere. It's basically support and a DPS versus support and a DPS. Oh, a massive burst from Oki does land onto the Catalyst, but of course does get healed up immediately. So this should be pretty stale. Ooh, I do like this by Demolish. I think we're going to see a rotation away from this node by blue team now. Demolish will maybe even attempt to kind of like 1v2 this into the spot. They're going to go for a kill. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to pull that off, to be honest. There's going to be a lot of sustain here, a lot of kiting potential around this node for the red team. They may not want to be able to get this. I think this is probably just force the node and then leave. Yeah, Enigma now leaves, then leaves this 2v2, which is obviously going to be good now for the blue team, because they're going to have enough damage to probably punch through that. Now, Maya does die on the other side of the map, but we do have that presence of Wolf Spider to still kind of pin some of the red team here. Oh, that Deadeye, though. Oh, wow, that Deadeye is really hurting. I think Azam's going to get this. Does he have a block? He just barely gets the block. There does Wolf Spider, and the core guard in front. Enigma arrives in the nick of time to save the day. Bear in mind, gamers, this is an elimination match. This is an elimination match currently. So whoever wins is going on. Whoever loses, they are out of the entire tournament. And this is a match I semi-expected to potentially be one of the candidates for the finals. So we are really getting ahead of ourselves here in terms of what this game actually is. We're going to see the buffs up now. And it looks like red have found the time to actually grab this. Oki has been killed by Demolish. There it is. Azome arrives a little bit too late to do anything about that, but red team get the sword buff, and that is scary for blue, because that amount of damage, especially on stuff like the Deadeye, is disgusting, and that Catalyst too. Well, and the Untamed, although the Untamed's not going to get the buff because they're dead, but still, huge amounts of damage output with that sword buff. Yeah, nice prediction there from the blue Untamed. And yeah, you might be wondering, how is that happening? Well, it turns out that you can kind of track abilities in stealth. Some abilities will keep hitting you and like following you even if you're in stealth. Rapid fire is one of those abilities. So Azone takes some heat there. Oh yeah, Enigma got caught out a little bit here. Wasn't able to get enough support from the team. And red team just fully surging onto middle. Still maintaining a points advantage despite having some slightly rocky fights. They're doing a very good job of controlling the map, actually. Rotating around it highly effectively. Demolish now going to move over and try to put a stop to that, but will be matched immediately by Floor. Here comes the 1v1. Now, we've seen Demolish do very well in this matchup so far. Let's see if that can happen. Okay, let's see what's going to happen here then. Yeah, immediate assistance there from Frey just to apply a bit of Condi Cleanse, keep the pressure up there onto Demolish. But, I mean, that's not going to last forever. Demolish will survive and then resume his attacks onto the opponent. Blue team are now fully respawned. However, they are in a position where they've got to do something here. They are in a bit of a spot here. They're in a bit of a pickle. They are behind. They're behind on map. They need to do something. If this 1v1 goes well, then that's obviously really good. However, it's not going super hot right now. Let's see if that's going to change, though. We do actually have some big DPS coming out. There's, ooh, but some big pluses. I think we see a bit of an adaptation here, actually. And that adaptation is that we're seeing a lot of +1s onto Floor there, recognizing that there is a little bit of instability in that 1v1 and just fixing it, right? Having the Elementalist kind of stop in there. Having the Thief +1 more frequently. So that's very nice, actually. That's very big. Frey is in a precarious situation here on middle, though. Probably ends up dying. Tries to hold on, but that's not good enough. Blue get middle. A very slow game so far, but red still have those side nodes. We need more kills here. Getting just Frey is not enough. We've got to get rid of something. We've got to get rid of the Thief. We've got to get rid of the Catalyst. Something has got to go here. Otherwise, I don't think Blue is going to gain a lot of ground with that one kill. Unfortunately for them. Okay, so it looks like it might be attempting to kill the Untamed, I'd say. Looks like Catalyst is actually the target. Ooh, kill running away. Does have that block, and that's not going to happen just yet. Oki going to go for a bit of pressure onto Maya. Oh, and Wolf Spider does fall over there. Does get revived there by the Guardian. Let's see if the sustain is good enough.
Like that.
And Blue now do have that double cap. However, oh wow, so much damage. That sword buff comes through and just destroys. Yeah, sword buff gets the execute there as well. Of course, it gives you a free stomp at the end with that sword buff. So no chance of recovering that. Oh well, a diminished chance of getting that. Yeah, red team doing a lot of DPS. Able to find these kills. If we look at the kind of the kills here, you'll see that they're far and few between for Blue. They are quite consistent for red. Certainly some dry spots here. Not a lot of kills going on in some of these minutes. But of course, these players, they're not just going to feed. They're not just going to die instantly, right? You're going to have to work for those kills. It's not just going to be immediate. Azadome hungry for blood. Yep. Ooh, gets a big up. That's painful. But there is support available. So the Untamed is able to escape, at least for now. But red, look at the score. I'm starting to get a little bit worried for Blue. In fact, I'm extremely worried for Blue currently. I'm not really sure, to be honest, if they can actually win anymore. I know that sounds a little bit presumptuous to say, but they are not getting kills. And their opponents now have double their points, and there's only 6 minutes left in the game. This is not a fast game. It's going to be very difficult for them to actually get enough points to catch up at this stage, unfortunately for them. They're going to need to get, like, 3 kills. They need to have 3 of their opponents dead at the same time, right? Like, that is what needs to happen here. They've got to get 3 kills in very quick succession. Otherwise, I think this is essentially going to be the red team eliminated. Oh, sorry, the blue team eliminated from the tournament. And yeah, of course, red team just not going to let that happen. Or it certainly doesn't appear that way anyway. Frey goes for the contest, actually makes it with a quick about-face burning retreat. Then, of course, Floor will replace, and this allows Frey to rotate away if he so desires. Here we go. Kill Mage does go down. That's nice. But look at what red team's doing here. This is a really classic situation. Really classic situation, guys. Is when you lose a player, disengage. Leave. Don't be there anymore. right? Get the hell out. Go attack somewhere else. Wait for your respawn. I think that's what Red Team has been doing very, very well. They understand how to lose, right? They're understanding how to lose a fight gracefully without, you know, throwing the entire game. So even when they're losing these fights, they're not really losing that much ground. And in some places, they're even gaining ground by finding another window of opportunity, finding a different window, avenue of attack.
Blue team grabbed
And that's certainly paying off for them here. Now, Blue do have the double cap, but they have to hold that for such a long time. We're at the stage in the game where I do think that Blue needs to be looking to decap as well. I think their winning map state is actually double cap and at least a neutral third node. I think they'd really like to see a triple cap for a decent chunk of this game if they want to actually win, but that's going to be so difficult to do with this Deadeye just like zapping all over the place. And Demolish in a bit of a caught between a rock and a hard place. It does have some blocks available with that well of precognition, so he's certainly not dead yet. For how long can he hold on against the might of the Deadeye? Needs that heal skill or block or something, but unfortunately has completely nothing. And yeah, that's going to be that. Will get revived, I think, almost immediately, but still, just a very annoying inconvenience that I don't think Blue Team can afford. I think they're dead. I think they're dead, I'm afraid. This is not looking good. Not looking good whatsoever. 400 points for Red. Very well played by them, even after a slightly rocky start. Losing a few players, and this 2v2 is not going super well, of course. In general, support versus 2 DPS is generally going to favor the 2 DPS because the support just can't contribute enough to the fight, and then, you know, you won't be able to survive and do enough damage to kill the enemies. But I'm not sure it really matters at this point. Blue, oh, having said that though, maybe I have spoken a little bit too soon, as Floor does die as well. This is what I was talking about. It is not good enough just to get one kill. Now, Demolish needs to do a miracle 1v2. I honestly, Demolish needs to basically win this. Now, the support guard is moving in, and we do now have that triple cap coming through. This is what Blue Team needs. They actually do have players in position to hold. Catalyst and the Spectre are here for a 2v2. Demolish in position over here. Untamed also in position on Dragon. However, Maya already taking a little bit of a beating. Killmage, though, also not doing super hot either. The condition pressure will now start to ramp up from that Spectre. Demolish shoves away Oki. But now, this is where they have to be incredibly careful with their rotations. They must play perfectly. They've got to track that Thief. Now we have Wolfspider in trouble. He can't die. He has to live. Can give up the node. That is okay. It's okay for it to be neutral, but cannot die. Even a single death loses the game for Blue. And now with Maya, I think they want to get on that node. Let's see if that can happen. Yep, Wolfspider wants to go for it. And here comes Maya as well. But oh no, that might have been a bit too much. Was that too greedy? That might have been too greedy, actually. We have an evade heal skill in just a couple of seconds. Tries to go for it. Nice support. Very nice support from Maya. Red Team get that. Oh, but they also are able to wrestle this node away from Demolish. Demolish so very low here. Gets his heal skill off and holds on. Has distortion available, but no contestant, no gravity well, no precog either. Doesn't want to concede that node, but has no choice at this point. Doesn't have the block and has no health. A very valiant effort by Demolish. But I'm afraid it's not going to be quite good enough. Not this time, at least. Blue Team have rotated into the mix there, but they weren't able to get rid of Frey. This combo quite hard to bust through. The Herald and the Tempest, resolute in their performances. A good recovery there by Red. Some smart rotations there. Outmaneuvered Blue Team very effectively, actually. And that's what Conquest is all about, guys. It's not just about pressing those buttons. You got to be in the right place at the right time sometimes. That's exactly what Red Team did extremely well in this matchup. And you can see here that I don't think there's a way to break through at this stage. And even if they could, there's not enough time left in the game. You need, you're going to get 90 points a minute with a triple cap. And we're very quickly getting to that stage that even if everything did get triple capped, Blue Team would still lose. But I don't think even that is going to happen, as Floor and Frey bunkering down, holding firm here on the Dragon. Even if they die, it's not important. Yeah, it's a die on node situation for Floor. Just survive long enough to get this, to get the node ticking. Frey, of course, now doing the same. Oki will now come in and reinforce too, to repeat that entire process alongside Kill. Teammates have arrived, and yeah, there's no way to get control of that node, and that is going to be the end of that. A very close game, and a very close comeback there with Blue nearly getting back into it, but Oh, that definitely sucks for Blue to go out in the quarterfinals, but sometimes you do meet an incredibly godlike team relatively early on in the tournament. A very intense match. Could very easily have been the finals. Could easily have been the finals, actually, of this particular event. Okay. So now we're going to have the semis. It's going to be Xeon versus Happy Pride Month, who actually were able to achieve victory. And then it's going to be Dragon's Despair Lowen versus Floor. I have to say, I don't think that there is much going on here in these games. I'm kind of expecting these things to be quite straightforward matches, actually. I think Xeon is extremely favored in game number 1, and I think Floor team is very favored in game number 2, but we will see, of course. We will see. We absolutely will see. Plenix has sent me a clip. Let's take a look.
Okay. We're surviving. Shockwave's on next.
What do we got here?
Okay, second Shockwave. Cone comes up next, and Blues. Blues as well. Watch out.
Oh shit, 30 seconds. They are running out of time. Are they going to make it and the Condi's ticket to death? Oh, I think... Okay, I'm going to predict this. What happens is, guys, they get perma-stunned by the Enrage, but the Condi's tick and kill it.
Okay, Shockwaves.
I guarantee it.
Oh, this is close. Don't give up, okay? Blues. Drop Blue close to the middle here. We kind of have to yellow here. Yeah, don't go far, because we need to yellow. 5 seconds. 3, 2, come on! Kill it! 1 second! No! Wait, it died! It died!
Yeah, it actually did, yeah. That's exactly what happened, guys. The Condi's ticked. So basically what happened here is... Oh, yeah, you basically have all of your abilities just disabled, basically, when the Enrage happens, but they managed to tick out and get the kill anyway. The Condi's ticked. Tick. Tick. Okay, well, let's see what's going on in these games. It's Temple. Ah, it's a fun map. Well, I mean, you know, there's definitely some situations where you could maybe throw. Even some of these teams being quite favored, you could definitely still throw the game. Yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be a bit of a tough one here for Red. Of course, I'm not saying that Red is completely without hope. These are certainly some strong players here on the Red team, but I do believe that we are going to be seeing our Blue team here ascend to the finals. What was that infusion? It's the new World versus World infusion. Can I show it easily? Maybe I can, I don't know. I guess I'm not using it on this build template, but yeah, it's the new World versus World infusion. Alright, here we go. So both teams attempting a push. We have Floody pushing over towards the Temple here. We'll initiate this 1v1 into the Vindicator. Revenant, honestly, one of those... Vindicator, rather, I should say, actually, one of those builds that's kind of fallen out of favor, right? It's kind of... It's been a bit of a menace, right? Like any... I think this is true of any build that interacts with the dodge mechanic. It's just very, very difficult to balance because dodging is such an integral part of the game that messing around with it tends to create some pretty unfair, unfun situations. So Vindicator has been probably one of the most nerfed builds in the history of Guild Wars 2, and as a result of that, it's kind of fallen out of favor a little bit. Floody able to actually just straight up get Rid's cap immediately, and they now got themselves up to a double cap. Xeon kind of proceeding into the Catalyst as well. We do have a +1 there from the Thief. Looks like Red team might be able to pick up this cap here, but yeah, the team fight's already collapsed against them. They've already lost a node. They've lost 2 players here as well. I think we are going to eventually see a triple cap here with Xeon now moving in there, and then some additional DPS players from Boob moving in. We have the Reaper on the way. I think when the Necro gets here, things are about to get very, very uncomfortable for the Red team, I'm afraid. It's probably not going to be looking good, okay? You know, it's probably going to be pain. I think this is going to be a very straightforward and clean game in favor of Blue. All right, let's see what we got here then. So this one actually hasn't started yet, and I mean, I think there's there's some potential that this game could have something going on there. However, I do think that this is, again, very favored towards blue. That's how it goes sometimes, right? Sometimes the way the bracket works out. I think the reason why the semis are potentially a little bit less competitive is actually because I think the blue team here actually massively underperformed in Swiss, right? They actually ended up not doing as well as you'd expect. They actually lost twice, right? Which is certainly not what you'd see coming whatsoever from this particular roster. So like that's probably why the bracket ended up being a little bit unusual with this this tournament. But you never know. Maybe No can win. Maybe this player will just crush the enemy team. It's definitely possible, guys. It is possible. Can you watch the NA finals? Well, honestly, not really. It's kind of awkward. I mean, it's hard to watch both of the finals because they're going at the same time, right? And the tournaments are mostly the same length, so it's very difficult to actually check it out, you know? All right. Well, I'm kind of expecting this to be straightforward. And hey, you know, Temple is a relatively fast map because if you get that buff, you can end up with a, you know, a sextuple cap.
Hold on to your points.
Let's see if Red Team have got anything going for them. Can they win? Can they game hard? I don't know. Well, I mean, I can't do no, to be honest. They're going for the split. We have Kill kind of ready. He's about to get 1v4'd, which is not going to be that much fun. But of course does have the stun break into the invulnerability, and that should allow Frey to rotate. And here we go. Frey has now arrived. And Kill is able to wriggle away. Condi Herald moving in. Frey immediately moves to contest that point. Meanwhile, we actually have Azadome and Oki trying to deal with Zenvo over here. That Chronomancer, again, holding its own very efficiently in this particular fight. It's going to force Azadome to leave even and maybe go and help out the team in that team fight. No, Azadome really wants to go for this kill. Let's see if he can find it. Yep, does find it there. That Deadeye just pew-pewing away, doing some serious DPS. And now Azadome moving back into the mix. Okay.
Just like that.
And what is Red's plan here? What is Red going to do? So it looks like they're maybe trying to get a team fight going here on that middle node. They do have Avancine over here on the altar. Able to pick that up quite nicely. However, this team fight is not really working out, is it? Now we have Lovewin eliminated. Zenvo going down, or well, already dead in fact. Signet being used, but of course interrupted there. A lot of boon removal, and of course you have the steel usage there from the Blue Thief, which is more than capable of interrupting that, even through stability. Very potent effect there on that Thief Steel. And yeah, we're already at 10 to 73. There is a presence, of course, from the red team and the blue team here on the altar with Killmage moving in. Oh, Killmage actually does get wrecked. I guess he didn't see that one coming. Avancine demolishes the opponent in the 1v1 there. So pretty nice win there, actually. Of course, you know, if the triple guy would come through, if that 1v1 goes the other way, then yeah, the game is truly over at that stage. Certainly still a very significant disadvantage, but hey, a little bit of volatile 1v1 action is what we love to see, okay? A little bit of gaming here and there. It's fantastic stuff. All right, then. Here we go. Killer's now back in the mix. Oh, wants revenge. Wants revenge. Goes for the ego 1v1. And I like that. Some big ego 1v1 content. Of course, I'm joking, right? I'm just having a little bit of a laugh. I think it's good to get some revenge, though. I think, you know, when you're like, man, that guy got me good. You want to get revenge. Come on, guys. We know we want to get revenge. Okay? However, Kill getting very hard focus here, actually. Avancine out for blood to actually kill the enemy Catalyst here. Ooh, oof. He's holding on. Frey looking for support. Avancine just on the hunt. Finds that kill. Can Frey even revive that? I'm not totally sure if he can. Yeah, it doesn't have the glyph either. In fact, glyph not being used on this set. Going for more shouts, for more endurance regeneration, just like more boon output overall. Instead. Okay, and now Frey trying to hold on here with Floor. We saw this combination used to great effect in some of the previous matches. We have Lovewind going down. Say here we have Zenvo. Yeah, no way that's getting revived. And actually, yeah, this Chronomancer is definitely in danger too. We already seen Continuum Split be used. Heal skill will be doubled up, I believe, at this point, but I'm not sure if that's actually going to be enough to survive here. There's so much damage. Oh, heal got interrupted too. Oh, that was nearly a falling damage situation yet again. Would have been another amusing moment in the tournament, but not quite this time, I'm afraid. That ain't going to happen. That would never happen twice in one tournament. That would just be ridiculous. Azdome picks this up, and we'll simply move on. Honestly, I've got to give some credit here to the red team. Excuse me. I definitely have to give some credit to the red team here. They're really putting up a fight here. They're really putting on a show. This game is actually very competitive. 102 to 155 against a team of this caliber is certainly highly commendable and highly impressive. Like, it wouldn't take too much for blue team to lose. It really wouldn't. It really, really wouldn't. They have now got themselves that double cap again. And if they can push for this buff... Ooh, hang on. Red team actually kind of dropped down there a little bit. They are not contesting this perhaps as much as they maybe should be. If Avancine is not... It actually gets eliminated, then this buff will be taken by blue. Of course, Kill will not be able to realistically take it on his own, particularly now with Zenvo moving in. But with Oki and Azza, this buff is definitely under pressure here. However, Killmage is also very much under pressure. Does not have a heal skill. Tries to attune. Tries to heal as much as possible. Oki coming in to trying to get some support there. Big heals do come through. But that was a rebound situation that also activated there from Frey, keeping that player alive. Kill forced to drop down, leaving Oki to contest the buff. So red team, hold on. They keep the dream alive, because if they concede that buff, the game will truly, truly be over in an incredibly rapid amount of time. However, the lead, the deficit in favor of the blue team, still looking pretty good. 70 points up. In a very slow game again. 5 minutes in with just 200 points. Is Red going to get the buff, though? Ooh, no, not quite yet. Good interrupt there by Oki. I almost saw that could happen. That would have been pretty juicy, actually. Ooh, a massive burst. Forces out the renewed focus from the Guardian just to keep alive there. And with the Scrapper, I mean, with the Scrapper, honestly, like, this could get broken through. It's potential anyway.
Did you see that? Red team
It could happen. It absolutely could happen. Okay. Let's see what we've got. We now have the Guardian moving in. Red team may be looking for that buff yet again. Don't think that's really realistic, though. Yeah, we already have Azdome and Killmage in the mix. And, yeah, I mean, the game just kind of proceeds. Like, one node apiece, but, of course, blue team with the advantage. Scrapper now dies. Is a Signet available for the blue Guardian? Here it goes. It does land. But can Red get themselves a kill? Now that the Reaper's here, there's potential. Yeah, that is going to force Frey to drop. And Kill in a little bit of trouble as well. Of course, they are heavily outnumbering their opponents. They're probably going to end up conceding that buff, but they are massively outnumbered. And that does give blue, of course, a little bit of room on the map now. But that does actually give red the advantage. They're now going to get 2 points per tick instead of 1. So they will actually catch up. But now they've got to actually get back on the map and prevent the outnumber against them from snowballing out of control. No going for the revive. Can he get that? Yeah, the CC from that Con the Hero, pretty scary though. Floor nearly dying. Is there any support for this? Can this happen? Oh no, I think this is going to be a dead Reaper as well. Or can the transfer happen? There's a bit of Shroud left over. Is Floor going to die here? Floor actually might die. Has the Glint heal, but there's nothing left here from the Reaper. And there's no way. No way for red team to recover that. Oh, and Stillness with a double cap secured for blue. That is absolutely brutal. I imagine the other game, yeah, the other game is actually done, so it's going to be Ultra Scuff going to the finals. And yeah, with that double cap and that Stillness respawn there, that is savage, unfortunately. That's going to be so many points against red. Oh, and the Scrapper dies again. Oh, a relog maybe. Could be a relog coming through here. Let's see what that's going to go over to. But honestly, I think it might be a little bit too late. It's going to be 30 seconds before this player is actually allowed to even play the game again. I think that is far, far too long. Yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate stuff. Oh, no, what did you just say? Wait, oh, a reload to another Reaper. Power Reaper. Okay. I mean, honestly, desperate times call for desperate measures. I can certainly respect that. I know where we're going with that. Honestly, I like that. That's pretty legit. Okay. All right, all right. All right. Let's see if that's going to do anything. But honestly, I kind of suspect it won't. In fact, you know what, gamers? As much as I'm a Power Reaper fan, I actually think this build is very bad in competitive. I think literally everything farms it, and I don't think it's actually very good against anything in the current meta. But Unlucky, I guess. I do like the idea, though. Surprise the opponent, you know, like catch them off guard with the Power Reaper. Not sure if it's going to really work out, though. Yeah, it's hard to connect the damage, and you're so squishy. A complete glass cannon on this rebuild. Very hard to survive against stuff like Catalyst. You can kind of see that manifesting here. We do have the Support Guardian, of course, but yeah, it's already a death there. Signet will get used, but I mean, honestly, to what end? To what end? It's full Spite Reaper, of course. You know, that's the kind of the setup you go with. You don't even go with Blood anymore. It's all about Spite, all damage, all quickness. Yeah, you can see that there's just nothing it can really do. It can't connect onto the Catalyst properly, and the Catalyst just deletes it, even in a 1v2, essentially, with Frey going for the buff. It's not going to be enough. Frey lands the Stomp. 450 points for blue, and red are completely locked out, I'm afraid. That's going to be the end. It's going to be Ultra Scarf versus Team Frey. Very, very exciting matchup, actually. That could be a huge, colossal game. A colossal gaming situation. That's it. GG. Azadome. The Azadome Academy are going to the finals. The NA final is good. Yeah, I'm seeing it on Grim's stream right now, actually. It looks pretty exciting. We actually have a very close matchup here, do we not? Yeah, we do. 318 to 258. It's pretty close stuff. Very close indeed. Who will win? That's the question. Month 80 is kind of late. Maybe. It's kind of the normal time, I think. All right, here it is. Xeon versus Floor. Uber Finals. And yes, this is the monthly automated tournament, guys. The monthly AT is what this is. Yeah, I guess 9 PM start is pretty late, huh? Yeah, that is pretty late. Let's see if Team USA going to get away with this. Well, I mean, they still have the advantage. It's 6 minutes on the clock, but very, very close, actually. It's very, very close. Is Grim playing with Jeff? I assume. Oh, I think they're fucked. Team USA just got a massive wipe. That's, you know, that's unfortunate. Unfortunate for our beautiful blue team over on NA, the Grimjack team. It's not looking good. You've read the script. Who's going to win? I kind of feel like I have a bit of a feeling that I would bet on Xeon's team here, I think. I believe that Ultra Scuff team, honestly, kind of popping off. Right? Kind of popping off a little bit. How much do you sleep per day on average? Nowhere near enough. It probably averages out to probably about 5 hours right now, actually. This is actually one of the things that I do the worst right now. It's actually very, very bad. If you don't sleep enough, you're like actually rotting your brain. I need to get that up to at least 7 hours. Like anywhere between 7 to 9 hours is good, right? But like 5 hours, 4 hours, that's really dumb. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Okay, ooh, good map for it to be on. Forest of Niflhel here. I absolutely love to see that. Very nice map, very high energy map. Okay, let's go check it out. Poggers. It's the monthly AT finals. Okay. ArenaNet dev said Poggers. Omega lol. Okay. Next, they'll be saying Poggies. You want to fight? Go back to placing gathering nodes in Guyala. For those who don't know, guys, okay, like, next at 0 nodes just because of you. GG. For those who don't know, guys, Roy if you guys enjoy the rich orichalcum vein in Guyala, Roy put it there. All right, here we go. Here we go. We've got, this is going to be a great match. I actually don't know who's going to win. Again, I'm kind of leaning a little bit towards blue here. I'm really loving their performance here and their style. But I actually don't know. I have no idea who's going to win. We could see a massive pop-off from Asdom on the Deadeye, but we got Deadeye. We got Catalyst. We got Untamed. We've got Frey on the Tempest. We've got Floor on the Corny Hero. We got Xeon, also on Untamed. We have the Holosmith, the return of the Holosmith from Floody. We have Con on Support Guardian and Reaper from Gornet. And Carablanca on Catalyst as well. So red team actually going to get the first blood, as it were, by picking up a node. Of course, they immediately lose it. Ooh, Xeon dies, though, actually. Yeah, that Deadeye, you've got to watch out for that. You know, I think maybe caught a little bit by surprise with how much output and how much chase potential that Deadeye really had. Yeah, that was scary.
Like that. Blue team takes
And red actually are going to get a lot of map momentum from this because, of course, not only do they secure the henge, but bear in mind, the Thief was then able to very quickly rotate to middle and force the Holo away from contesting middle. So that was actually a very impactful play. Getting that kill really spiraled out of control, as you can see there. A huge rotation. Okay. Xeon coming back into the mix, of course. And Azadome kind of looking for the next prey here, the next hunt. What's it going to be? Going for that Holosmith yet again. Looks like a big fight coming up, but oh boy, actually, red team doing very well picking up that beast. Although that beast might have been a little bit too greedy, actually. They're going to concede the node and lose the fight, as this does, of course, allow blue team to get a hefty outnumber here on middle. But can they get enough? Again, we've seen one thing here from red, and red team has been doing an extremely good job. Okay, they've been doing an extremely, extremely good job of not feeding. Right, they lose one player, then they disengage effectively, and that kind of denies the snowball from the blue team when they pick up these kills, when they win some of these big fights. And we're not seeing that, happen here, which is definitely an issue. However, the nodes are neutral, but once again, this Thief, I mean, Asdome's honestly a complete menace, isn't he? This is such a problem. There's not really much of an answer to it. Of course, there isn't a Thief from the blue teams. They can't really match Azadome very effectively. So when they're playing this triple node style that they're attempting to, it's really hard, and it's very easy for Azadome to find a slight vulnerability to exploit using this Thief. Find Xeon again. Is Xeon just dead? I think he's dead. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. This is terrible for blue. They are just not answering this Thief.
Just like that. Blue team takes
This is the Azadome school of shooting. He is just running around the map, killing everything right now. Goes for the Shadow Step Storm. Is going to be able to land it as well. Wow, Azadome is actually just dominating this matchup here, and then is going to find a decap as well. Oh, no. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Yeah, we need to see an adaptation here. There has to be something. We may even have to see a relog, maybe. Then there has to be something to deal with this. Because right now, there is simply no answer to this Thief. And it's just running amok. It's completely disorientating the blue team. They've been completely thrown off here. Oh, no. Okay. Let's see if they can find a fight. And I think this is a very smart play by red team as well. I think what's going on with red team is that they've identified, yeah, we don't really want to team fight them. We know they're really good in the team fight. So just don't team fight them then. Just run around with a Thief and kill everything. They haven't got a Thief. We've got a Thief. We're way faster than they are. And just outmaneuver them. Just dodge the fights. Deny them what they want. Yeah, maybe you end up kind of dropping a kill here and there. Like you end up losing a player like in a few different locations. But just dodge the fights and disengage when things start to go bad. I think we'll probably just need red leave. Yep, here they go. Look, they leave immediately. Yeah, Floor's dead, but honestly, who cares? Blue team massively committed to middle here. And now we actually just see red just go for the sides instantaneously. Get an outnumber over here with Oki and Frey. Getting rid of Xeon. In fact, that actually might be a kill on the Xeon. Xeon having a really tough time in this game. You know, the support +1, the legendary support +1. Although, what Frey's really trying to do is just try to be annoying, right? And in fact, ends up guaranteeing that kill by using Immobilize, right? That Immobilize potential on Tempest. Definitely quite annoying to deal with. Meanwhile, we have Kill over here alongside Azadome dealing with these players here too, but blue trying to find a way to stabilize. Oh, getting a kill here would be big. They do get kill. They get a kill on kill. Nice. But they need more. If they could maybe get a second on floor, that would be the beginning of a comeback. Can they do it? Oh, Floor is pretty durable, though, of course. Has that evasion. Does have the block, too. Wants to get back on the node. Frey contesting it. Wanted to keep it neutral for as long as possible. Okay. But again, no points for Blue. This Thief is just running circles around Blue, to be honest. I'm not sure if going with a 3-node approach was maybe the way. I don't even know. It's really hard without the Thief, honestly. Like, even if you play 2 nodes, the Thief is just going to eventually find a crack in the defenses. Eventually, you will get a kill, and you're just bleeding that 3rd node the entire time. Very difficult to handle, right? Like, really, really difficult to handle indeed. But it's really not looking good for Blue whatsoever. They haven't really been able to do anything. They're permanently on the back foot. Azadome is just running around like crazy, like an absolute madman, killing everything. And there's not really much potential here. As you can see, we do have this fight here, but it's pretty stale, right? It's a pretty stable fight. Supports on both sides. Very tanky stuff here for both players. And both teams not really able to conclude this 3v3 in a particularly efficient or quick time. Xeon did manage to survive the Deadeye there. That's a big move. And now maybe we'll return for the 2v2 alongside Floody. But the problem is that, and Floody's aware of this, the Deadeye can simply just run past that. This is why Thief is so annoying to deal with. Because, of course, the Thief can just say, you know what? I'm just going to go mid. I don't have to fight you. I'm going to go mid and decap. Have fun. You don't get any points. It's very hard to track that unless, of course, you have a Thief of your own. And that means, essentially, that this push has been denied. They want to push the Henge. They want to get rid of this, right? But they aren't able to do it. Now, the 3v3 is being won by Blue. That is pretty big, actually, especially if they can get multiple kills in sequence. They really want to get Frey here. Can that be done? Very juicy immobilized, though, actually, by Frey, denying that Reaper from getting into the mix. And Floor is still holding on here, still holding this node for even longer. We do finally see Frey fall, but Xeon is dead here to Azadome and Oki. And this, of course, means that Floody's going to find himself in a 1v2 very, very soon, and that's going to be almost impossible to survive, I feel like, actually. Yep, that is going to be the end of that. A brutal 2 sequence of kills, and that's kind of the difference here, right? Like, these kills are just being found. The Thief is enabling so much of the damage output, so despite this 3v3 obviously not being great for the red team, Floor didn't even die, by the way. Well, okay, he did die now, but he died. It took him ages to die. It was like a very slow, painful death. But, you know, a worthy one, a defiant one, you know? And as a result of that, Blue team don't really get that much out of this. Especially since they lost 2 of their very powerful damage dealers, Xeon and Floody. I have to say, this is looking very good for Red. And Azadome continues to game hard. Xeon goes for that push again. That's a 1v1 into Oki. I mean, if it stays as a 1v1, then it's happy days, right? Because then, hey, the best player can win. Oh, and apparently that might be Oki. There's a massive burst lands. Oh, but hang on, a counter burst lands. Oh, Xeon unbelievably low. Does have Protect Me and has the elite skill for damage reduction, but has to be very careful. Can't be playing aggressively right now. Could Blue team be making something happen, though? And it's not impossible. It's certainly not impossible. Thief, though, once again, just being such a nuisance. Xeon does die. Yeah, very nice by Oki there. Gets the 1v1 victory. That, honestly, that can't be happening. Right, like, that really, really can't be happening, to be honest. I like the pet. The pet res is actually pretty funny. Is there any way this would get revived? No, I don't think so, especially with the Reaper also needing a revival here at the same time. Xeon will essentially get cleaved out over here too, and yeah, that means that red team secure the Henge. They also still have control over the mine at the same time. That revive did eventually come through onto the Reaper with Con coming in there to get that res. Ooh, kill dies. But again, 352 to 198. This is a little tricky, to be honest. I think that 1v1 was a big problem. If that 1v1 goes the other way, I think this game does actually look a little bit different. Like, Xeon needed to win that into Oki, but unfortunately was not quite able to do so. And that kind of set in motion. Like, then we had the Signet had to be used, right? The help couldn't happen there. They probably got less kills here. Oki's still alive, right? Like, yeah. Very important 1v1 and didn't quite happen, unfortunately. And the Thief. When you get to this stage in the game, we're up to nearly 400 points. Issue is here with this, is that now the Thief can just be super annoying. Like, even if blue team starts winning, the Thief can just slow the game down and just make it take forever to actually win. And that's really not what the blue team want. They're only on 200 points. It's 5 minutes left on the clock. I think it will be extremely difficult for blue team to get enough points, right? They're so far behind now in terms of time, in terms of points per second, basically. The sniping is going on indeed. Big sniping from Azadome. Looks like he actually might end up dying, but might well be the first time for this, honestly, this entire tournament, this, right? This guy's unkillable on this Thief. He's ridiculous. Azadome holding on now. Now looks for some more. Looks for the hunt. Oh, no! Might find Xeon again. Is just sniping away. Absolute lunatic here. The tiny Azura with the little gun. Oh. Yeah, Xeon has been identified. Oh, no, here comes the stealth attack. Oh, it actually misses, though. Doesn't land that, but maybe doesn't need to. Oh, hang on. Xeon maybe having his revenge. He gets a big burst off to Azadome. Of course, Thief still pretty squishy if you can actually land a hit on it. The evasion is strong, but doesn't actually have that that good in terms of, like, actual passive defensives. 4 minutes to go. Blue team scrabbling to try and find a victory. They do get a kill on kill again, but this team fight is taking a long time to resolve. That's the strength of that Tempest. Just takes such a long time to actually get rid of it. It just keeps healing over and over and over again. Floody trying to blast down the Tempest as effectively as he possibly can, but Stoneheart, even though it is weakened out, it is still there, preventing a lot of that damage output onto the Tempest. Floor goes down. There's no revive for that, so that will neutralize. I mean, it's doable. We do have the double cap there on the henge. This could be turning into a triple cap. If Xeon can hold, I think he really wants to get to the node, but he kind of can't. He's too pressured and ends up going down to it there as well. Yeah, couldn't quite get there with the respawn from kill, so they're going to end up conceding this node here. And without the triple cap, it's still going to take a long time to catch up. Floody grabs that node, though. We have a big push from Oki, though, over the Capablanca. Alongside kill, Gornet is moving into reinforce. That is big. But Con is forced to have this kind of weird stalemate support 1v1. It was, I guess, not horrible, actually, for him. Well, Frey manages to nearly get that cap, actually. Of course, it will be countered a little bit by some of the knockbacks and so on. Killing a little bit of trouble. Blue team do have a bit of a hold here, but yeah. Outmaneuvered again. Look at the Thief. Look at the Thief. They can't match it. Floody, was fine in this 1v1, was doing well in the 1v1, but there's the Deadeye, right? And now the Deadeye's on middle here as well. Xeon is going to be forced to make a really tough choice. We want to free up the support so Con can actually rotate over towards the henge, which is big, but then there's got to be an answer to Floor. Floor's just going to AFK here until the end of the game, pretty much. It's 464 points. This node is a huge issue. It's got to be a double cap at the very least for blue team. Honestly, it needs to be a triple cap. Oh, and this is big. Yeah, the Beast. The Beast is going to end the game here. Floor's going for it. There's nothing to contest it, and Con the Herald evaporates the Beast. Look at that. Here we go. That's GG. Beast gameplay. Monthly AT achieved. Monthly AT victory from the red team. A close match in the end. Certainly not an intense game. There's a decent point separation there. The lead was relatively consistent throughout the entire game. 2 Beasts being secured, actually. How about that? But that's how it is. It ends with the Beast. Look at that, guys. Look at that. It's perfect. It began with the Beast, and it ended with the Beast. There you have it. There you have it.